What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Where the Locals Skate. I'm your host once again, OG Skate Show. This is a podcast where we get to know local skaters on and off the board. And of course, here with me always, we have one of the Couch Boys.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
David Peralta. And now let's introduce our guest this week. We have Chris Woods in the studio. Thank you for joining us, brother.
Thank you for having me on.
Yes, man. We had a request for you to come on from Miklo Chorizo.
Shout out, bro. Thank you for requesting me to be on the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First question I ask everybody is, what city are you repping?
I am from Anaheim, California.
Anaheim, California?
Yes, sir.
And how did you start skating?
Well, right off the bat, I like it.
Yeah.
I guess it was probably Tony Hawk Pro Skater, actually, which I hear that a lot, actually.
I love that.
So it was like 1999-ish, I think is when I started. I started playing the game, and it just kind of...
That's the first one? Tony Hawk
the
Pro
very
Skater?
first one on the PlayStation.
I love it.
So, I mean, I started playing the game, and I said, what is this? Like, I'd always seen kind of skateboarding, like Back to the Future, they got the skateboarding scene and all that. But, playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater just kind of just really hit it off for me. Like, I was like, I want to try to do this. And
that is so cool. That is so cool because, I mean, I remember getting the secret tapes and that you could watch the videos of your favorite pros.
Yep.
I mean, that was everything. Like, that made you want to play like every character too.
Yep.
Yeah.
To unlock that stuff, and I love that way you had to collect the letters and all that stuff. That game was so much fun.
I know this is the thing with Tony Hawk Pro Skaters. What was your favorite level on that game?
It's funny because I think it's the first level, the warehouse.
Yeah.
Because it was the first one I played, and it's like kind of like really street, and that always appealed to me the most. Like,
I just remember breaking through some glass or something,
the glass,
right?
the boxes, and then the secret tape up into that, like,
that where you kick her off.
Kick her up onto the studio thing or whatever. Yeah.
You do the special trick and you hear the little thunk.
Yep.
You know, like, I loved it.
Everything about that game, man.
Yeah.
It really set it up for me, and
What character would you use?
The Muska.
The Muska.
The Muska, right? We talked about the Muska earlier. The Muska's the man. The boombox, the special like 5-0 ground with the boombox, and it start playing the music. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that, dude.
Yeah.
And that made you want to get a skateboard?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And the Muska style, I mean, I wanted to be a street skater. Like, Tony's cool and all, and he did the vert thing, but that was just so, like...
That was out, yeah.
I was just so out there, like, where am I going to find a vert ramp? Where am I going to do that? But
exactly.
Got my board, and I hit the streets, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that game had a lot to do with opening up doors to other people and telling them it's not just ramp skating. There's street. And then, because he had all these other pros, it introduced you into different styles of skateboarding. Because, I mean, maybe not everyone had access to skate videos. And like Skate Show was saying, with the skate videos that you would win at the end, it was like, oh, here's a free mini skate video. These things exist.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
That would make me want to get a board for sure. I mean, that pumped me up to skate.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was so like just street to me, that game. You know, they did a good job on it, especially at the time. It was like perfect timing to come out. And like you said, kids can relate to different skaters in there. You know, they had a bunch of people. Alyssa Steamer was in there. Jamie Thomas doing all the rail stuff. The Cream Campbell, wasn't he in there?
Yeah, Cream Campbell's in it.
Yeah, opening up to that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it gave everybody a chance to see that they can all do it.
Different lifestyles, different kinds of people. Like you said, Elise Steamer. Like,
yeah.
So.
And that's what I love about skateboarding. Everybody, like, most of my friends are all different. You know, this guy would be like a Hesher. That guy over there is a punker. This guy over there is like, look like me. I'm the cholo guy.
Got like the jock look over here.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So,
we got the white kid over there. We got the black guy over there.
The community is completely different.
Exactly.
And what's badass about the skateboarding community is we didn't care about any of that.
We don't see that. Yeah.
We would just come in and be like, you skate? You're cool? You're not a kook?
What can you do on a board?
Yeah.
That's what we're judging you off of. What can you do on your board, you know? Like,
yeah, we don't care about what the color of your skin is, who you grew up with, where you came from. Like,
high class, low class.
Yeah.
We don't care. Like,
as long as
it doesn't matter.
As long as you're cool and you can skate and have a good time with us and you're not a kook.
Yeah, we're the homies, you know?
Welcome to the squad.
Exactly. I love that. That's the best part about it, the community, you know?
That is.
So.
All right. Do you remember your first board?
I do. It was a World Industry board. Flame Boy and Wet Willie. Flame Boy had like a little martini glass, but Wet Willie had put gasoline in there. So when you drink it, you know, boom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was already.
Yeah, I got. I didn't know what size or anything. I didn't know anything about that. You know, that's not what it was about.
As a kid, it's all about the graphic.
I don't think it was like a little tiny popsicle board though. I think it was a thicker board. Once I'm looking back at it, it was all about the aesthetic. Like I had to have the red trucks. They were bright red trucks, like super like colorful wheels. It was just it was that's what it was, the aesthetic. And I knew that I liked World Industries.
It matched the board too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And I knew I liked World Industries because I liked the cartoon characters, and that really caught my eye. I kind of wish they still had World Industries. That was
they do. You could probably maybe find it.
I think some guy I know, Anthony, he actually still makes the boards. Actually, the graphics at least. So
I know they're still out there. It's just,
they're harder to find for sure.
The graphics aren't going to be as awesome as they were when we were young.
No, and they're not going to be as brutal.
I just bought a World Industries one it has Trump in bed with Biden.
Wow. Okay.
So,
that sounds like World Industries.
I mean, they're still doing their thing, so it even has a Hunter's laptop right there at the bottom.
Oh, wow. The little details. I love that.
You know what I mean? So it is funny.
Yeah, I think that was, wasn't that Rodney Mullen?
World Industries?
World Industries was Steve Rocco and Ronnie Mullen.
Rocco.
So
that's right.
Rocco started World Industries, brought in Ronnie Mullen, and then that's what they started Worldwide Takeover or something like that. I forgot what the distribution was called, but they started that, and then Ronnie Mullen was an investor.
Yeah.
And there's a whole story thing if you watch The Man Who Sold the World.
I think I saw that documentary.
Yeah. Ronnie Mullen talked about it, like, he brought me in, and then the next thing they know, I'm over here, now I'm not the skater, I'm the business guy.
And he didn't want to be that, he just wanted to skate.
He went crazy, he's like, I went crazy over that. So, I'm over here trying to do my best Ronnie Mullen impression.
Shout out to Rodney and dude, that's cool, dude. World Industries, boy.
The goat, man. Yeah. The grandfather of skateboarding.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, come on now. Come on.
And he's still insane at his age. I wish he posted more, honestly.
I almost wanted to get that board that he just did, the collab with what's his name? Lance Mountain.
Okay.
They did a collab of like the checkerboard. I have the board right here, the checkerboard, and I could bring it up right here real quick.
Okay. The old school,
So they did a remodel of this like graphic, but a collab of each other's board, but it's more like a pull board, I believe.
That's sick.
Yeah, so
that's Peralta board too.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about me.
But dude, that's so rad, man. Are you goofy or regular?
I'm regular.
Regular?
Yeah.
Shout out to that. All right. What would be some of your favorite local spots to skate?
Well, we talked about earlier some underground in Fullerton. That's a good one. Honestly, like I just kind of like run around and I just try to Chaparral Park, actually I should say, that's right by my house. It's in Anaheim. There's like tons of stuff. There's like a 3-block, there's a 5-stair, there's a 6-stair, there's ledges, there's this like wooden bench I just posted a clip of me getting sacked on.
Which park is this?
It's called Chaparral Park.
I haven't never heard of that.
Anaheim, California. Yeah. You guys should check it out. There's so much stuff there.
Is there lights there and stuff?
Yeah, there's some lights.
Okay.
Definitely on the day. There's like a back like fire pit area that's got like a curved ledge. It literally must have been like made by the architect had to be a previous skater and you know what I mean? Like it's insane. It's a legendary spot. A lot of people ask me like, where is this? Where are all these spots? I'm like, it's the same place. It's this park, Chaparral Park. Like,
dang.
Yeah.
Definitely, I gotta go check it out.
And then just like I said, I kind of just run around and find places that skaters have already kind of.
Is Chaparral the one with the long 5 in the shootout lodge?
Yes, I think so.
And it's like kind of made out of like almost gravel, I think. And then
the gravel on the side, yes.
And then the 3-block. Okay, we were just there.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like literally like a big skate park in the wild. Like
well, we had an incident there with the homeless.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna bring that by the fire pit. There's always homeless people.
Okay.
So sometimes they get kind of mad at you if you're they're sleeping or whatever, and you're kind of trying to grind upon that thing and stuff. So
well, our incident was like the homie was there, we were skating, and then he had to go do his business because he was drinking a gang of water that day.
Yeah.
And some dude was like, "Don't do that. don't do that. And then my boy's all like, he's kind of like our bodyguard in a way, but he's coolest dude ever.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you gonna do about it? And he put the homeless dude in his place, and he's all like, sit down and just let us skate.
Yeah. I've actually unfortunately seen like feces back there in the fire, like literally in the fire pit. I'm like,
it sounded like an amazing place to kick it until you said that.
Yeah.
I was like, you could put the fire pit on, maybe get some footy.
Well, I wouldn't roll up there unless you're like 3 to 5 deep.
Yeah. You want some homies there when you go. I've skated there a couple times by myself, and it's a little sketchy. Like a homeless guy will come up and kind of like scope you out. It's like, well, if I get knocked out or something, are you just gonna rob me blind? Like I have a backpack and stuff. So I was like, I probably shouldn't come back here by myself.
Yeah. But I agree with you. It is a great park because they have the 3 block. Like, now I know which 3 block you're talking about by the baseball. Yeah,
unfortunately the baseball thing's right there,
but I mean you can still land and just crash into the fence. And
that's exactly what I've done. It's not fun falling into the fence, but I've definitely ollied the 3 block and going right into it. I don't know about flip tricks or anything like that into the fence. I'm gonna avoid that, but yeah,
cool.
No, but that park is cool, dude. I would definitely. We
all need to go there.
Yeah.
So gotta go deep. Over there, you know what I mean?
Well, we've been trying to plan to go back because one of the homies I need to go back for my heel flip.
You gotta let me know when you go. I'm down.
Definitely,
let's do it.
Yeah, seriously, let's do it.
It's Gabe.
I know. I was gonna say, I think I know who that is.
Gabe.
Yeah.
He got robbed on his heel flip on that long 5.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but
that 5 people don't realize it's pretty long, man. It's like as long as like a 7/8 stair. It's definitely not small.
It's like you get there and you're like looking at the spot and you're like, okay, this is big. It looks
a lot longer than I thought it was.
On camera, it looks smaller, but then when you get here, it's just like, whoa.
But it always like that with all the spots.
It is.
Yeah, always. You know?
Always.
It is.
And everyone thinks it's like everyone's got a suggestion.
I mean,
like, do this, and it's like, dude, you haven't even seen the spot in person. Like, you guys are not accounting for the ground or the leaves on the ground or the cracks or like the rocks everywhere. Like people don't account for those things in the streets. And
that's crazy. It is true because like I've made the mistake of saying like, when I get there I'm gonna do this, and then you get there and you're like, okay, maybe a no slide.
And it's funny because you sit there and you build a list in your head of like, I'm gonna do this trick, this trick, this trick, this trick, and here you go, you got 20 tricks.
Yeah.
Then you get to a spot and you go, we're down to 5 tricks. I can do
5 tricks.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Every time.
Especially if it's like a ledge. Like I remember going to Chaffee High for the first time, and those ledges were so round that I couldn't believe how these pros
can't even lock in.
Yeah, I can't lock in, but these pros still could, and I was like, dude, how do you? They just go at it. Like for instance, the Fullerton curb.
Yeah.
The underground curb, the red one that Rodney Krager could just annihilate with no problem. It doesn't have an edge to it anymore. It's just round.
Yeah.
And he still locks in on a nose blunt slide like nothing. You're like,
I kickflipped into that thing, but it's like when you're hitting it too. It's like super chunky. It's like no lock in.
Crook on there is just like crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't
know. That's when like you hear that one pro skater homie. Go faster.
Go faster.
Go faster.
Exactly,
that's true though. Honestly, it is.
That's exactly what you have to do with that dang thing.
If you don't go faster, it's gonna catch your truck and you're gonna go flying.
Yeah.
Yep. But
also UCI. I love UCI.
I've never been there.
It is paradise.
I've heard so many bad stories of like getting kicked out, tickets, and all this stuff. But
I've never been kicked out, not once. Wow. I go with my buddy Jeff DeCesare all the time, and never been kicked out. We run around the school. I know Tori Pudwell's had a bunch of stuff there done, and
is there ledges in there too?
There's ledges. There's stairs. I'm telling you, it's paradise.
I mean, yeah.
That's the one with the famous big white hubba, right?
Yeah.
Kirchard skates.
Oh, that thing is. People like they don't realize how big that hubba is. Like,
I've seen enough stories to understand how big it is.
I went up to it and I was like, people actually hit this thing.
Yeah.
It's so tall, and I think Brandon Hoban, SLS just made a replica of it, and he did like a kickflip blunt or something onto it, and I was just like, whoa, like
fuck.
People have no idea how big this thing is in person. It's just like you said, all the spots, everything's bigger in person.
Yeah,
camera makes everything look small.
It's like the fisheye. It's the
fisheye for sure.
And like you said, dude, the ground, you don't know how it is.
The ground, the landing area, how rough it is, just the run up on these spots. Sometimes there's not good run up. the run-ups like crusty.
Like P side, have you been in the P side, the DIY spot?
I haven't.
You haven't been there? It's like I was so excited to get there, but I didn't realize how rugged and street it actually is. You were like, whoa.
True street spot.
Yeah, you're like, okay. So when you see these people doing these tricks, you give it more respect because you know what they got to get through just to get to the actual obstacle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
I think the real
it's smooth enough, but I mean, it is like, especially where the ledge is at, like they built that little ledge, like it's real chunky ground. Like, so it's like,
it's a cheese grater when you fall in it.
Almost like you gotta ollie into it and then use that ledge to get across all that cheese grater and then back to smooth. Because otherwise you're not really, it's in your way in a little bit. If you're trying to roll up to it, you gotta, like you said, you just gotta go faster. Gotta go fast.
What's the answer? Go faster.
Well, even then, like going fast doesn't help sometimes because when I went, I didn't understand the concept of that till I hit my first 14.
Okay.
And I went to this 14 called Lord Beer 14, and I didn't realize the cracks were like that big. So as you roll, you got the runway, but when you're rolling up to it, the whole way is
it's sketchy. You hear it and your brain kind of registers it.
Yeah, but the last crack is maybe about like
that far from
this far from the stair set.
Yeah.
So right before you're getting ready to ollie, it's like you get that one, and then you're just like, fuck, it threw me off.
Yeah,
and you're just like, oh, I gotta find out where to ollie.
Yep. And you notice it. You definitely notice it, and it always makes you kind of like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen Bastion switch boards like that rail. I've seen him front boarded. I've seen Forrest Edwards straight flip 50. Billy Marks heel flipped it.
Yeah.
And then I sit there, I'm like, damn, dude. I give you guys mad respect just for that setup. And then this time they weren't even bondoing it.
Yeah.
Like recently I went back and someone finally bondoed the fuck out.
Even sometimes bondo is a little sketchy because it's like.
Yeah.
Because it's like they over bondo and it's like it's like a little hump almost or something. Yes. And you're like, why'd you guys bondo it so much?
Sometimes I could see sometimes happening like over time. I mean, things shift too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I used to have like a little bonk outside in my driveway. And because the ground used to be, and now it's not there no more, but it's in a new spot. And I'm like, oh, well, it's over here now.
That's funny. It's moved over.
Yeah. Because, I mean, things shift, man. But, I mean, Bondo, it could save it. It could save
the day, or it can add a little to the...
I like how like when you see the pros, like they'll go out and they'll like, oh, let me stick some sticks in here. Then they do it and they kind of fill it up first, and then they just know
in there.
And then here's what we use duct tape for. Sometimes in a pinch, you just have duct tape.
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
have you ever done that with the spot? Like just gone and like fix it up so you can skate it because it's like something you wanted to do on the spot?
Just more like what he said, just kind of like filling in a crack or something with some sand or something.
Yeah.
Just kind of run over. But usually the answer, like you guys keep saying, is just go faster. That's what I've been trying to skate a lot faster recently too. And I just think skating faster just looks better too in general.
Yeah.
It looks more badass, honestly. Like, so.
I mean, going back to like Miklo, skating with him and his homies from TBS.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they would tell me too, if you don't skate faster, we're not filming you.
Yeah, no,
and that's where I picked that up from.
It just looks sloppy, honestly. It just doesn't look as good. Like guys like Jocelyn, the guy skates 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it looks so much better, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that guy's still hucking. Did you see his last part?
Yeah,
him and Laser Crawford, I think, had a part together. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age too, and he's still
still hucking. That's what's impressing me too. You know.
But yeah, like the real skaters will see the spots and they'll respect it and they'll realize it's the people that don't really skate. They're the ones that are always judgmental and do this, you should do that, like always the suggestions, or like I said, they just don't realize like how hard street skateboarding is.
Yeah,
it's so much more difficult than park skating. There's the elements, the like I said, the ground, everything comes into play. It's not just doing a trick. It's literally trying to just beat everything there.
Yeah.
The homeless people.
The homeless could be in the way. There could be a security guard. Yep. You gotta be on. You might be on a time limit because of that.
Or I don't know if you ever experienced this. Have you ever had one of those ledges where you're just constantly waxing it, and after a few tries, it's like the ledge sucks in all the wax.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it just gets sticky again.
Yeah.
It
Gets really sticky.
It could be the heat of the day.
The heat affects wax like no one.
It could be like that certain type of concrete that just doesn't want to hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, we. Like I told you, we were just skating.
Could be your wax.
Yeah, true. Get a good wax company.
Yeah.
There's a difference in candles and real wax, you know. Like,
oh yeah.
You say you were just skating where?
We were in Costa Mesa on that long, that super long ledge that everyone like board slides and stuff.
Yeah, the one that goes down.
And we were there in the 112-degree weather the other day, and that like talking about the wax. You think it would the wax would like be slippery almost, but it made it dry.
It kind of like
it made it super sticky. So you're like. And it's funny because you think when the wax would be melting, you think
it'd be good,
be like butter, but it's not, and it's weird how that works.
And cold weather is better for it.
Yeah, absolutely, because it just stays on the ledge and it just goes. You know.
Yeah, I've been skating on a hot day before where the ledge was all dry, wax it, the wax just melted right off. It's
like it doesn't even wax it.
Yeah.
And then it comes right off your trucks too because the friction on there.
I just went home. I'm like, this ain't gonna work today.
Or another thing too is like if you get that wax on your board on a hot day.
Yeah.
Your board, you got to remember, wood's like a sponge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it'll soak it in and
absorb it.
And then and for some reason after that your board like feels waterlogged.
Yes, it feels different. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the funny part about that is you go to a skate park though on a hot day, and the wax on those ledges though. That's butter. That's like dangerous. Like you don't even want to be like you want to commit to your trick because if you slip off and your shoes, your shoes are on there, dude. You're going. You're flying. Sketchy.
You don't want to sit on a ledge when it's hot.
No,
because
it's just gonna slide out.
And plus your pants, you get up all that melted wax.
Oh yeah, on your arms and stuff, and then that's all hot on your arms.
Yeah.
But the cool part is in the summer, you know who's a skater. Yeah. If they got wax on their pants,
that dude's going. Yeah, that dude's a real dude. Yeah, that's a real skater right there. So
that's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
So do you prefer the streets more than park?
Absolutely. I mean, I learn all my stuff in the parks. It's just easier to learn in the parks, and sometimes I used to bring my kids to the park in the mornings and stuff. But I love the streets. I don't know. There's just something about it. It just feels more like gratifying when you actually land your trick because you know how much harder and how much more work you had to put into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you can bring the technical stuff to the streets, it just feels so good. It's like, I did that. Like
that's so cool.
Yeah, it feels amazing.
What would be like a favorite like street spot for you?
I'm a ledge guy, dude.
You're a ledge guy
all day long. I'm in my age. I'm 35, so it's the impact skating is a lot harder on me. It's been hard learning to skate impact at my age. Because I started skating again at 32. So that's been rough.
Yeah, you did mention you took like 18 years off?
18 years off, yeah.
That's amazing that you're back to skateboarding. But what was the reason you took the time off?
Well, I knew I was going to be coming up to high school, and I knew I wanted to play football and stuff like that. And you know how skating is, you can get hurt so easily.
And you're playing football, so
and I was
you're
really
part of a team.
Yeah, and I was always really fast and stuff, and I wanted to run track, so I had to kind of pick and choose what I was going to do. And I started doing the impact skating when I was that age, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore. I'm going to get hurt doing this.
Right.
So I kind of chose other sports for high school, and it was kind of time. So
that's cool. I mean, but like you said, you couldn't risk kind of getting hurt on the skateboard, and then you're letting your team down in a way.
Exactly.
You know,
you saying that is because I grew up being an athlete too as younger, and I was like on soccer and all this. I kind of trip out on like how different athletes take different paths. You know, like I was told, is it soccer or skating? And I said F soccer and went straight to skating. I stuck to skating, but then some dudes are like,
they'll choose the other.
I'm gonna choose the other and commit to this.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of always wanted to play football and do all that, and skateboarding kind of was more like for like when I first did it, it was more of an escape. I had a pretty rough upbringing in childhood, and just jumping on the skateboard made me feel free and something to always like. It was like a goal. Like I could always strive for something,
and it took you away from what's going on too.
Yes,
because you're more focused on something more
positive. I mean, I like as a little kid.
You're learning something as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's something to strive for constantly, right. And that's why I still love it to this day. It's always, no matter what you do, there's always something better or something new you can learn in skateboarding. It's really cool. Like I told you guys, I skate streets more often, but I mean, like I could go learn vert. And I could spend years learning how to go learn vert. Like,
yeah, right. It's never a dull moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's always adrenaline. Like if you're an adrenaline junkie, you know, get into this kind of sport. You know, it's awesome. And
yeah. And those vert guys, those older vert guys, man, they're still doing it.
Tony Hawk,
like
Lance
I feel
Melton.
like, yeah.
They're
like it's a lot easier.
Steve Barrett looks like he's in almost a wheelchair, and he's freaking still doing that stuff.
I still don't understand how they fly.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get how they get so high up into the air. I don't.
That's magic.
I myself skate like a little bit of mini ramp and I can like ollie, but like maybe get like a half inch out of over the
like 6 inches up.
But I'm like I've tried skating bigger stuff and I'm just like I don't understand this.
I don't get it.
I watch Grayson Fletcher and I'm like, how do you just do no grabs with your 1 foot or skate
how's the board
barefoot?
Stay to your feet? Like how? Like, like I don't get it.
I'm telling you.
And then when he goes barefooted, you're just like, oh, you're nuts, dude. You're just nuts.
That's a whole nother. That's a different ballgame right there.
Dude, that's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said you did like a pressure flip to.
That's how I learned that in the '90s, man.
Yeah.
That's when those were big in the early 2000s, late '90s. Yeah.
Man, those are one of those tricks I didn't get to learn, man. Even though they're frowned upon, they still look cool to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, because in the 90s, they were like, oh, you can't be doing that. But they all did them. Everybody did them.
That's when they got big.
Yeah.
I was always interested in tricks that people weren't doing or can't do. And that's still kind of my mindset. I have a lot, my bag of tricks is pretty strange. Like I remember I saw on Tony Hawk Pro Skater, hospital flip was one of the special tricks. And I was like, I'm going to learn that trick.
That's cool.
All right, so I'm gonna ask this.
Yeah.
I still... to this day, do not understand exactly what a hospital flip is. Like, I ask so many people, and I get so many different, it's inward 360 heel, it's this and that.
Yeah, it's...
Well, a lot
wrap it around your front foot, right? Kind of?
Well, a lot of old heads will tell you, sorry, old heads, but a lot of old heads will tell you it's called a Casper flip. And when I was a kid, it kind of was considered a Casper flip, but a Casper flip is using 2 feet. So you wrap it's almost like a late shove almost. It's like a half kick flip late shove, basically is what it is. But when you do like a proper Casper flip, you use your back foot to flip it back.
To flip it back, right?
Like how you would do a Casper on the ground, like an old school Casper.
Yeah,
right.
You know how like Rodney Mullen would put his both feet on the board and flip it back.
Yeah.
Right.
Hospital flip's just with the front foot.
Okay.
So it's like you catch it and then you flip it back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole difference. And I have I can't tell you guys how many arguments on the internet. It's always the old heads, man.
So
Casper flip. Asterisk Casper flip. Like,
Casper flip.
I think I've been doing hospital flips all my life.
Call them Caspers. Call them Caspers.
Yeah.
Sorry to break that to you, but the proper name is
I feel cool because I thought I was just doing a Casper. I didn't because I did the whole half the K flip and because even when I do them off stairs, it's hard to get your back foot on there and then flip it back.
Oh, dude, it's Casper. True Casper flips are actually like really,
I haven't even
really
heard that word in so long.
Casper
flip, man, it's just
I think the
me
guy
back.
that invented the Casper flip, his last name was Casper. I believe so. That's what
Josh Casper.
That's what I was thinking.
There you
Josh
go.
Casper.
Josh Casper. Yeah.
No, and I'm just tripping on it because I learned I went as far as learning those nollie and switch.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, cool. Now I know. I'm not doing a Casper flip.
You're doing a hospital flip.
Yeah, because I would always tell, that was me doing only Casper flip.
Yeah.
And now I know.
You do them down stuff, man. They're scary down stuff because I always feel like it's like a high trick to get sacked on. Like you're bringing it back to you in an angle almost, and I'm like, whew. Sometimes
I got so comfortable with that trick, just like the pressure flip.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in my skate era was early 2000s.
So you.
The kid, our thing was big game to skate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would always do the tricks that everyone hated. Primos, Caspers.
Same here. Pressure flip.
Yeah, pressure flips.
Yeah.
I stopped doing pressure flips because of that reason. There was
all the hate.
It was like a illegal move.
Yeah,
people couldn't do it.
I still don't do them in games of skate. I have I can do
skater etiquette.
Yeah, I like to have. I don't we're playing for fun, you know. I'm not out for blood. Like I have so many.
You're not
variations.
hospital flip letter.
If they piss me off with something, sure. I'll start busting out the bag tricks, if you guys start doing kind of weird stuff. But
yeah, of course. But yeah, your gentleman's game.
But I feel like I could beat most people in games of skate just only using pressure flip variations. I can keep them straight. I can 360 them. I can body vary on them. Like, I got a ton of variations, but people can't even do a single pressure flip, and it's like, why am I going to do that in a game of skate?
Jeff can't pressure flip, right?
Nope. Everyone tries to say his inward heels are pressure flip. They're
definitely
not. No, absolutely not.
He snaps them.
You can see. Like,
you can hear it too.
Yeah,
you can hear it.
It doesn't sound like a pressure flip.
It's not a scrape.
It's not a scrape.
Yeah, a pressure flip scrapes.
Absolutely. You always hear it.
And then an inward heel pops.
Yes, and his pop. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Jeff DeCesare's inward heel is an inward heel. It's not a pressure flip.
Dude,
I got your back, bro.
I'm a big advocate of Jeff.
Oh yeah,
he's the man. Yeah.
People talk, I just tell them, you're just jealous because you can't do the cool tricks.
He's doing the crazy tricks he does.
Especially down big spots like that.
Oh, it's insane.
People don't. It's like we say, those spots are bigger in person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you, when he doesn't land, you hear splat, and you're like, wow.
Oh no, he works.
He
works
for
his tricks.
Off. He does.
Oh yeah.
He works for his tricks, dude.
He's a true skater. He's a skate rat.
And Tony Willie, man, they just
Tony hooking himself down, freaking.
And to come back from what he's been through, Tony.
That's wild.
I probably would never.
I would have quit.
I don't think I would have been skating,
but
but nowadays, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still probably just be doing this podcast because I couldn't skate, Yeah. But that's cool.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
You say you hang out with Jeff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hanging out with someone like that, like, do you feel like it affects your skateboarding, like where you're like it's made you improve more and done things like you never thought you would ever do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he loves the impact skating, and I told you I'm very uncomfortable, honestly, doing a lot of impact skating. Mm-hmm. But he's definitely made me want to try it more and push my boundaries, and just his crazy tricks. It makes you want to just try some new stuff and. Yeah,
that's
honestly.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that's amazing to be influenced like that, because I mean anytime I see, like, especially if you're having on a sesh with somebody and you guys are just going for it, like that's everything.
Well, he sticks everything, like so it's like it makes you have more balls, honestly. Like it makes you want to stick your stuff instead of bailing every time. You know how easy it is just to flip your board down something and jump off to the side.
Yeah,
right.
It's so easy to do that over and over again.
Well, I mean, I feel like especially if you're hucking it down something big.
Yeah,
you're just
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, in your head you're just like, just land on the board. Even if you don't roll away, at least just land on the board. It's gonna hurt less.
It's the worst though when you're like going over stuff and your brain's telling you you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna do that. You're gonna primo. You're gonna primo. And you're like
that last minute.
Yeah, right before you do your trick too. It's watching someone like him commit. It kind of takes that away a little bit. You're like, you know what? I want to do that too. Like I'm gonna all in, So absolutely helps.
Yeah, I love that, dude. I mean, it does. Like I said, I was trying to say earlier, like just being on a sesh with the homies is just. It's like I went skating yesterday at the skate park, and I didn't know anybody there, but I still try to push myself, but it's not the same when you got your boys. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely not.
So I got my tricks in. I got my little, all the things I like to do at La Habra, and I was like, all right, it's time to go. Yep. It took me an hour.
Yep, you got your homies. The camera comes on. You're like, all right, it's time. It's time to work. So.
How about this one? Do you feel like you kind of put an influence on Jeff too with the way of your style of skateboarding? Because you said you're more ledge skating.
Yeah.
And then maybe Jeff doesn't skate.
He never skates like ledges or anything, but. Sometimes I want to see what I call rail Jeff. I definitely push him to do some rails sometimes, or his like crazy flips out of his rails, because he can skate rails. He just doesn't do it a lot.
Yeah,
right.
But yeah, I definitely think sometimes get him to want to grind maybe a little more, maybe something like that, but not too much. He definitely knows how he wants to skate and what he likes to do, and he doesn't really let anyone influence that, and I really respect that about him. Is he doesn't care what the outside world has to say. He's gonna do what he likes to do, and he's gonna do it and do it his way.
Okay, I was just asking,
for sure.
When you hang out with someone.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You guys kind of just vibe off each other, and
I would say that's more like my buddy Alex that you guys had on here, Alex Parfit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like been doing more ledge stuff, flips in and out of ledges, and I do think that has my style's rubbed off on him a lot.
Okay.
Shout out to Alex.
Yeah.
You skate with them?
He's who I skate with the most. Absolutely.
That's cool.
He's
All
the homie. Like, we at least link up once or twice a week.
That's that. I love the fact that like we've had him on the show, and then I didn't really know that you guys knew each other, but you did
really
send
close
us,
in the episodes too.
right? And then you actually were like giving us like, oh, that's cool, like giving us shout outs on the Where the Locals Skate Instagram.
Yeah.
And when I invited you on the show, I saw that you knew him.
Mm-hmm.
I go, okay. So, but Miklo's the one that actually.
Yeah, that's funny.
You know,
Miklo's the homie too.
So
sure.
I was tripping. I was like, wow, what a small world, but how dope is that?
Well, I mean, it's a skate community. You know? We're all kind of, I mean, even around the world, it feels like I talk to people in Japan and stuff, and like they feel like my homies, honestly. Like if I felt like if I met up with them, like we would just hit it off and we would just
be like, "What's up? Let's go skate."
Yes, like, and without a doubt, like maybe you don't even speak English. So
if they were ever in town, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, dude."
I feel really comfortable with them, and I feel comfortable with you guys. Like I just met you guys, and I already feel like I feel really comfortable. I feel like we could go sesh right now.
Sure.
We'd have a great time.
Down.
You know what I mean? Like we got to do it sometime.
Yeah.
I'd just be the homie that'd be like, I see you go up, be like, hold on. Don't do it again. Let me get the camera. Let me get the camera.
Let's get the camera.
It has to be documented.
Yes, I'm the same way. I film everything. I used to film my flat ground sessions in my backyard constantly. When I was first skating, you know, like. Yeah, camera's always got to be on. I remember Muska saying the same thing. When he was a kid, he was like, I had to film everything. I got obsessed with filming everything, and I kind of feel the same way. I'm obsessed with filming my skateboarding,
especially because you're back into it right now and it's fresh. And like I was the same way. Like I was just, camera was on me constantly. Mm-hmm. That's when I started thinking, started doing my own skate show brand because I was like rocking Grizzly shirts, and I'm like, I don't skate for Grizzly. Yeah, so I was like, okay, well, since I'm so invested in this, let's do something with it. So that's amazing. And what would be like a local skate shop?
I don't really go to skate shops very often.
Really?
I used to. There's a skate shop on my house, Aljex Skate Shop. I used to go there quite often. Their boards, he had pretty cheap boards and stuff, so I would go there. But I got sponsored, honestly,
pretty fast.
Really fast.
Amazing.
Considering probably 9 months within me skating again.
That's cool. Let's talk about some of them sponsors.
Well, I was gonna ask real quick.
Yeah.
What was the thing that pulled you back into skateboarding after you had left after 18 years?
That's a good one.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Well, I always wanted to be an athlete. I've always, my dream ever since I was a child was to be a professional athlete. I didn't really care what sport. That's why I quit the skateboarding and went to the track and the football thing, like I said. But so I kept training all these years to kind of stay, just to be active. And
you're ready to go.
I was ready to go for whatever. I was in great shape. And I was watching the Olympics, go figure, and I was watching it for track and field, and skateboarding came on. And I was like, whoa, cool. Skateboarding's on in the Olympics. What is this? This seems kind of counterculture. What is this?
I'm against this, but I'll watch.
But yeah, exactly. And I was like, what the heck? And I just was watching the skateboarding, and it kind of just lit a fire under me. I was like, whoa, I could do that. I think I could do that. I know I can skateboard still. So I told my wife, I was like, I think I want to skateboard. And my wife's super supportive about everything I've ever, I'm crazy. I'm chasing the football dream, in my 20s still, late in my 20s. And she was super supportive. I went out and got a board, and the first time I went on the board, I could double flip. I was like, whoa, I could hospital flip still. I could pressure flip still. I was like, okay, I can do this. I can totally come back into the skateboarding world.
Muscle memory was still there.
Yeah.
Was it you went and double flipped right off the back, or you just had to throw a few tries at it?
Pretty much. The first night my buddy came over, I had him record me, and I double flipped almost immediately. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, I was the same way after 10 years.
It's like riding a bike.
I was getting my 5-0 grinds back nothing. I was feeling it until I fell.
That's the bad part. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
And then boom, I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was the hardest part, honestly, of getting back into skateboarding was learning how to fall. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you guys how many times I caught myself on my hands and bruised my palms the first few months. I fell into a bowl like that, and I like had like a giant bruise. And
Yeah, those
so
ones hurt.
the hardest part, honestly, getting back is just learning how to fall again correctly and not getting hurt doing it. Now it's like, you know, night and day.
It's like a second instinct.
Yeah, it's like an instinct now. And like I ate crap yesterday, and like this it's like, oh my god, are you okay? You okay? And I just laughed. I'm like, oh, that's nothing. Like,
I took a slam yesterday too at the park,
Yeah, you know?
and everybody looking at me like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm fine." I'm
this is
walking.
what I
away.
do.
I'm walking away going, "Oh shit."
We're pretty much professional fallers, all of us. You know,
Yeah.
like, that's what we are. Professional like stuntmen.
I mean,
basically.
I'm probably gonna fall more than I'm gonna land a trick. So.
Absolutely. There's
so-
no doubt.
So one thing I feel that like a lot of people who try to get into like teaching skating
Yeah.
is the one thing they always overlook.
There's the teaching kids how to fall.
Teaching how kids how to fall right.
I completely agree with that, and it's the most important part, because if you don't learn how to fall correctly, you're
gonna
absolutely going to get hurt. You're going to break your ankle, you're going to break your wrist, you're going to snap your arm in half, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the most important aspect, I would say, is learning how to fall correctly.
Right.
So
I love it, man.
especially if you're hucking yourself down.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Exactly.
You gotta learn how to tuck and roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta learn how to tuck and roll.
Absolutely.
Don't put the hands out. Just turn it.
No, do not catch yourself. Absolutely not if you want to break your wrist. So.
Dude, that's so rad. So shout out to the Olympics for getting you back on your board.
Yeah,
man.
thanks, Olympics.
Even though
Yeah, that's kind of
you know,
counterculture, but
you know what I'm saying? You know, mixed feelings.
But you know
But
what?
it is
It
what it-
puts
you
it in
know?
the mainstream, and you know what? It puts more money in the skaters' pockets, and I like to see that, because it's a poor man's sport in a lot of ways, and
Oh, yeah.
there's only a handful of guys honestly making any real money. doing
This is the only second time it's been in the Olympics, so hopefully they'll shed a little bit more light on it. Because I don't watch it because I didn't see what channel it was on. I didn't get to see any of it. I have to watch it later on on YouTube or whatever.
accident for me. You know, I was trying
You
to watch
know?
the track and field. You know, like,
But that's cool, man. That's
I wish that the industry paid these guys more, because like the time we put in, the effort, the amount of skill it takes to do this stuff, people don't realize how hard it is.
At least healthcare. You know?
Yes, like we're always getting hurt.
It's like these athletes should be getting paid.
Yeah.
What like NBA players, MLB players are getting paid. They should be getting contracts like that because
it is a $1 billion industry technically. If you look into it, it is a $1 billion industry still.
Yeah.
So who's pocketing? It's these corporations. These big corporations are the ones that. So support your locals. You know, support your, the homies.
The core
guys. You know.
It kind of like hit me hard too when I heard that like, how is the filmer getting paid more than the dude fucking?
Yeah,
like,
isn't that crazy?
Like I'm a filmer too. I understand sitting in the heat, fucking. Well, me and the skater are going through the same thing.
Yeah.
We're both in the heat. We're both. He's hucking himself.
But he's risking his health.
Yeah. And then I'm over here. I'm dehydrating. But let me just give me a big sombrero with a little neck piece, and I'm good.
Buy me a sandwich and a beer, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
but I can agree with that. But you skate too, so you see both sides.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's like an equal level for the two dudes on the street.
Well, what's funny is some of the skaters are paying the filmers. It's not even the company's paying. It's like literally coming out their pocket.
Yeah.
They want their film to look so good.
Yeah, and I don't think it should be like that because, all right, you're the company. You're the company that's decided to promote this skater. Yeah. You realize how good he was. You thought he was gonna bring this much money, and if he is bringing this much money, why not allocate those funds of this skater to pay for his trips, pay for his filmers, pay for his food, pay him to make a substantial living, because now you're just like, well, because then they do this thing a lot too where they go, now you can't be pro no more because you're not committing enough time because you're stuck working a 9 to 5.
I have to make a living, and if these guys didn't have to work a 9 to 5, they could dedicate all their time to skateboard, and they would get it even better.
Yeah,
and they could promote your products even more.
Yes,
right.
So.
That's the whole thing now. But nowadays, I think it's more, how's your social media presence?
It absolutely is. It's not even about your skill.
I don't think so anymore. Are you marketable?
I wouldn't even want to get into that because I can just...
Yeah. Oh, that could be.
I'm not going to lie. I can trash talk so many skaters that don't deserve... That don't deserve to be in the skate industry.
Maybe not deserve, but I mean, they're getting more than they maybe should.
Then some guys that are...
Well, no, there's people out there that are sponsored.
They aren't very.
That have no talent.
They got a pro board and they're not good.
Yeah, they have no talent. They have no. I mean, like they understand they skate for fun.
Yeah.
They can do the basic tricks.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, come on. I have a homie over here who can do like 10 times better what you can. and no one's giving them attention.
Like I said,
agree.
you got to be marketable nowadays.
Yeah,
you got to have a gimmick.
It's more about
or
what your
something.
clothes are, or
how many follows you got.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what style of clothes are you wearing? Are you going with the trends? Like, me and my buddy were just talking about this. Like, it gets frustrating because it's like, oh, well, I'm doing this and that and this and that, and it's not about your tricks necessarily. Yeah. It's about what you're wearing, what kind of board you're riding, like it's what's trending instead of it's the core of skateboarding.
It's like the skill of skateboarding left.
Yeah.
And now it's about like it's a big fashion show.
It's exactly what it feels like.
I feel like it's just a big fashion show.
Exactly,
I mean, I give it props to the big dudes.
Yeah.
That are doing the big things.
Yeah.
And that are in the pro scene.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I know. I may get blacklisted out of the industry again after this, but that's fine with me because I don't care because I'm a true skate rat.
Yeah.
And
we love this though. I'm here. We're gonna skate no matter what.
The best part is that at least the core skating is still there.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's definitely a group of
because I could see the you know what you're saying, how it's getting kind of crazy over there, but then we still keep it core. Like, I
agree.
You know what I mean? At least the people we've had on the show have all been skate rats.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah, some of them like the Nikes and the and those shoes, but they're not really like, they're not really like going out like saying that I want. Maybe some of them do want to skate for Nike. I don't know.
Well, it's a great payday.
It would be a great check, but I mean, but you gotta be.
I mean,
but then it goes back to like, are you marketable? So it's
but you can't. Like, you also can't blame someone
for trying to make a living.
Yeah, because they're just like, fuck it. Andy's comes to me and offers me $10,000. Like, over here comes and offers me $1 million.
Yeah. What are you gonna take?
I mean, if you're trying to start a family, make a living,
you don't realize you got kids, you got a family, you got to pay a mortgage. Yeah, you got to pay taxes.
As much as like the true skate riding is like, I would love to support my core brand, the brands I grew up with. You're just like, this is what's gonna pay my bills.
But you got to be careful too, because like, say you do go to the Nike, and Nike actually then decides, oh, you're not working out with us now. Mm-hmm. Now your core brand has already replaced you with somebody else, right? And you're like,
now I got nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. I got that one fat check, but man.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what makes being a pro skater hard now, because it's like, do I want to sell out, or do I want to look?
You have to sell out.
No, it's not. Do I want to sell out? Do I want to look like a sellout because I was trying to take care of myself?
Yeah.
Or do I stay true to
myself? Yeah.
And it's like I said, maybe they weren't trying to sell out, but it's like, I'm trying to take care of myself.
I agree.
And my family.
I agree. And it feels, I'm sure it's got to kill you inside when you do. When you feel like you're selling out, it's got to kill you.
It would. I mean, but I said, but if Nike was looking to go after the local skaters and the core brand, like core skaters, I mean, hey, look over here. We'll take some of your money.
Yeah, I agree. I'll take your corporate money.
I'll take that corporate money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
But at the same time, they're not helping the little guy. They already want the person that's already established. They're screwing them over.
The only reason why they got in because they realized there is money in this industry. That's the thing that people aren't realizing. Why do you think Nike got in?
Yeah,
there is money in it.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to my buddy that day, and I was like, you know who really had the first corporate fucking skate shoe was Dennis Bushnitz.
Okay.
Because how long has the Bushnitz been out on Adidas?
Yeah, a long time.
I remember
when I was a kid, right?
Yeah, I remember being a kid and seeing some name Bushnitz, and I didn't know it was a pro skater until years later.
Same here. Actually, the same.
Yeah. So I think Adidas is the actual pioneer.
I mean, think how many brands have died off since we were kids. Honestly,
yeah.
Do you remember like Reef and stuff? Like, I don't know if you
remember Reef.
Yeah, I used to like their shoes a lot. Like, just like these little brands. Like, where are all these? Where do they all go? Like.
Well, it's like even like
you may look it up. It may still be around. There are some shoe brands that I saw that I was looking up that I was still wondering what's going on, and there's still some stuff out there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, earlier we were talking about it. You know, like now it's the main three. You know.
Yeah, big three.
It's like a big three. It's a big three. It's you got New Balance, Nike, or Soltec.
Soltec, yeah.
And it's just Soltec got smart and they're revamping with the top panty.
Well, they're smart too with the little sub brands too.
Yeah.
The smaller They branch it out so it doesn't look like one big company.
Yeah,
since we're talking about shoes, what shoe do you wear?
I got the Etnies.
The Etnies?
Etnies, Moranas, and Jocelyn's are my favorites.
We were just talking about
I can't skate anything else, man. I tried.
What I really liked is that they use the tire for the bottom.
Yeah, the Michelin.
So I'm gonna ask you, where do you pick them up? Because out here on my side of town, I can't find them anywhere unless I order them online.
Etnies.com. I'm a smart shopper too. I wait till everything goes on like sale, and then I find discount codes. And I like people are like, oh, "What do you buy this for $80?" I'm like, "No, bro, I bought them for like $30 a piece." Yeah. Like, so, I'm smart, like, when it comes to stuff like that.
So that's why I used to like the skate shops, because I would walk in and then I see the discount table and I'm like, oh, Etnies.
Yeah, and you're gonna tear them up anyways. Who cares? Like, buy the cheapest shoe. Like, make sure you don't think they're butt ugly, but.
Well, I mean, for $80, I'd be like, all right, if I'm gonna spend $80 on one pair of shoes, I can buy two on the discount bag.
Exactly. I can buy 2 or 3, and they're gonna last.
I can buy one to wear. Yeah. One to skate, and then when the
skate one, once I'm wearing them out. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And then they're broken in at the same time.
Yeah, and who cares? They're gonna look like trash and garbage in a week, anyways. When you kickflipped 1,000 times, there's gonna be holes. They're gonna be dirty. Like, does the aesthetic really make that much of a difference at that point?
Yes, only on the first filming day.
Exactly.
Like, if you're gonna go filming and you want some fresh shoes,
half the time I got holes in my shoes when I'm skating.
Otherwise,
I don't care,
when you're just out having fun, it's gonna be a rough one.
I guess we're skate rats like that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask, when age did you start filming, and when did that like, kind of just like
the filming?
The filming. When did that take into your like, I want to do this because it's like
immediately. I told you, first day I got that board. Yeah. Film me, buddy. And it was just literally, it just became an obsession. It was like, it's like a dopamine hit. Like, when I'm done skateboarding, it's like, all right, I'm done skating. It's like, now I can go look at my film.
Did you put together anything? Like a
sponsor me tape or something?
Not a sponsor me, but whatever. Like me, like when I got back into skating, I just put it all into like a video part. Called It's Time. And I put these guys in it too, but I couldn't put it out on YouTube because of all the musics.
Yeah,
but I think there's a way to put it out there. I'm sure.
Well, if you guys want the cheat code,
it's just.
Let us know the cheat code.
The cheat code's easy. When you appeal it, just go with nonprofit.
Yeah.
Oh. You literally just go, this is a nonprofit video, just for fun.
That's I like that.
And as soon as you put that, they review and be like, well, you said the keywords.
Nonprofit.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like us to associate skateboarding with the money part.
Yeah,
right. It's like they're like.
Well, but I think they got a new thing now where like now the no matter what, whoever the artist will get if you get any kind of monetization, it'll go to them.
It's tough. Yeah, honestly, especially in the skateboarding
It shouldn't
world.
even matter if you don't have like a if you don't have a monetized channel.
Yeah,
you should be able to put whatever you want. But
I agree.
Well, I think that's why.
But if you're making money,
I think that's why the nonprofit hits when you're not monetized.
Yeah,
the nonprofit it hits, and I mean it'll take a few weeks for them to approve you, but it'll go through.
It'll definitely work a little.
I'll try it out, see if it'll
upload. I did that with the Wu-Tang Clan spin-off group they had. It's called the Gravediggers.
Yeah,
and I got hit with the copyright, and then I put nonprofit,
and they don't even
work. And no, they gave me my post.
They only care about the money aspect of it.
I was just banned in Russia.
Yeah,
that's all it was. I was just banned in Russia. So the Russians couldn't watch my skate video. It's fine with me. I'm like,
is Russia is skating even big in Russia?
Yeah, they're not even gonna search it out if it doesn't have a bear in it.
Exactly. Kickflipped off of a bear.
All right. Well, let's get into like your let's take a quick break and then I guess we'll be right back.
Yeah.
And we're back, everybody. Yeah, let's get into your board setup.
Oh, okay. Well, my board setup is my sponsors boards, Radrip. So
okay, shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out Radrip. First sponsor I actually had. It's a board sponsor, so that was pretty awesome. It's a 8.25 is mostly what I'm comfortable with. I've messed around with other boards, 8s. I had so many toe drags and heel drags on the 8s. It was just too small for me. I just couldn't do it. Bigger boards are nice too, but 8.25 is just
seems to be right where
perfect,
you need to be.
Yeah,
so. I haven't went above 8.25 yet.
Yeah,
I've only that's been pretty good for me too.
Yeah, it seems to be like I think it's the most popular by far by a long shot.
Right.
I know big boards are kind of making their way back.
Oh yeah.
But trucks, I've kind of been switching my trucks a lot. I've rode Thunder, Independence, and Aces. I have Aces currently. Probably not my favorite, but it's just the problem was I was skating hollows all the time, and they were snapping constantly. I'm always on the ledges. Yeah, street spot. I've went through 4 or 5 trucks in 2 years.
Wow.
Damn.
Which is like pretty insane.
Yeah, no.
And
I mean, you're grinding through it, or they're just snapping on you?
It's always the Kingpin.
Oh,
Kingpin
the
breaks
Kingpin?
every time.
And what brand was that? You said the hollow indie hollows?
Thunders and indies, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
I'm surprised I haven't broken a Kingpin because I'm pretty heavy.
I have so many just broken trucks in my house. But I think it's also because of the pressure flips I do. You put a lot of torque on those on the Kingpins, and it just the same thing with the bearings. I break my bearings all the time when I'm like really into my pressure flips. They snap, they break constantly.
Crazy.
Yeah, I go through a lot of equipment because of that.
That just tells you the force of the pressure you need to get that thing to do.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
If you can bring your pressures, people, there's like this weird like thing where like people think like they have to be like grounded or something. No, I'm popping my pressure flips up onto huge ledges and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so when you're doing that, I'm assuming that you're putting so much torque.
I mean, you have to be.
I'm snapping steel. So
yeah, that's amazing.
And it's funny. I actually learned how to do a lot of these pressures from the GOAT Nate Sherman or Sherwood, I should say.
Sherwood.
Yeah, Nate Sherwood.
All right.
Yeah, he's the king of pressure flips, and he actually gave me a lot of advice on him. And I was like, "Do you go through trucks and bearings all the time?" Yep. He's like, "Just expect to be breaking your stuff all the time if you're gonna keep doing this." I'm like,
"Oh, you're
great."
Like, "Oh, good to know. At least I'm not doing it wrong or something, you know." Yeah, but.
Sorry, a little off track there.
No, it's all good.
The wheels, my sponsor, Donut Wheels.
Donut Wheels?
Yeah.
Donut Skate Company?
Yeah, Donut Skate Company. Yeah.
All right. Shout out to them as well.
And then bearings, I just Reds, whatever's honestly cheap, because I told you I'm breaking bearings all the time. Yeah. So I tried the G3s for a while. They're nice, they're fast, but they're more expensive.
Yeah.
I'm going through bearings so often.
Yeah, especially because your problem, I don't think, is the impact. I think it's the force that you're bringing it to is like probably,
it's like a snap.
Yeah,
it's like a snap.
It's like you're like busting out the insides out of it no matter what. So yeah, I guess I would just use Reds too.
Yeah, just Reds. Like it's whatever. And then grip tapes. I kind of was sponsored by a company called Jelly, but I don't know what's really happened with that. So my Radrip company, their grip tape.
Their grip tape?
Yeah, it's really good grip tape. It feels top of the line. Everything Radrip makes is top quality. It's awesome. So
shout out.
Shout out you guys. I love you guys. Thank you. So
yeah. And they hook you up boards and stuff?
Hook me up with boards. They got regular wood. They got the fiberglass boards. Because when I first was skating, I used to snap. I was a little heavier, muscular. I used to snap my boards all the time. I went through 12 boards my first year.
Wow.
So I broke everything. I was a breaker.
You're breaking like a board a month?
Yeah,
1 a month.
Legitimately, yeah. And if I wasn't razor tailed, I was snapping them.
So this was more like a VX type of board, or?
Yeah, absolutely, fiberglass, and they really do last. They really do make a difference. They're a little heavier, but you get used to anything that's heavier, you know.
Okay.
You built that muscle to pop for it.
Yeah, it didn't really affect me too much, and it just feels more stable, honestly. And like sometimes you're gonna land weird sometimes, and so you ride away. It's kind of nice.
I feel like it's like a thing where if you have confidence in your equipment. You're gonna stick it no matter what, because
absolutely
you're just like, I don't have to worry like fuck if I land in the middle, if I land
exactly
in the tail. And it's like you're just like, I know I can land anywhere.
Yeah,
and as long as I land on the board, I ain't gonna get hurt.
I stay away from lip slides because that's usually
those
a trick.
Good snappers.
Yeah, I could usually snap a board if I don't know how to do them just yet. Because once I learn them, I could finesse it where you land really nice and smooth.
Yeah,
but getting to learn them, I'm always like just pow, and then I've broken so many boards, so I just stay away from that trick.
Yeah, nothing's worse than breaking a board in the middle of a battle either. Like when you're in the middle and then it's just like, dude, no, like your momentum's killed. Like I gotta go get a whole new setup. So
those VX boards were the fiberglass ones.
Fiberglass is the real deal. Like if you're a board snapper or if you don't want to deal with,
give you a little more confidence to really
absolutely
get the trick
impact, especially. I'm sure.
I don't know. I think we know one guy that can go through any board, no matter how much technology you put into it.
Yeah.
Well, he still busted one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's the one dude.
But the one he busted was a prototype.
I broke one. I did break one.
He did. Yeah, he busted a prototype. It was Santa Cruz when they first came out. Yeah, the VX one. Mm-hmm. So, and I sent him a picture of it too, but Santa Cruz didn't respond. So I wonder why.
Yeah, it's funny because you can see the boards bend actually sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
When they would break, you absolutely see them flex.
It's almost safe and it's almost not.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm sure it's better sometimes when the board breaks because you won't get bodied as hard, or something.
And like I've seen people like their ankles because
because someone's got to take the impact.
Yeah. And it would have been better off if they kind of snapped the board, but
yeah, I can agree with
just
that.
Folded and like bounced them like a trampoline.
So I go back and forth between wood and fiberglass. It's good to mix it up, and like the wood's lighter, so it's nice for pop and stuff sometimes. Yeah. So
Radrip, man, shout out, dude.
Radrip,
that's cool.
Radrip.
Did you have any dream sponsors growing up when you're?
I loved Zero.
Zero?
Absolutely love Zero. The Bloody Nose Zero deck, the 3 skulls with the blood. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you guys have seen that.
Yeah.
I wonder if we get along.
Zero heads. Zero head too? Yeah, yes, sir. We've been nerding out over here, huh?
Oh, yeah.
But Zero. Independent, I guess, for trucks. I was always an indie guy. I used to rock indie shirts and stuff when I was a kid. Spitfire. I always loved Spitfire. I mean, they still got some of the best stuff out there. But that's probably the main 3 I always wanted when I was a kid.
That's dope.
Or World Industries, like I used to say.
Right.
So those are probably the dream sponsors.
That's cool. Yeah, shout out to that. What about any other sponsors that wouldn't be skateboard, like maybe like a clothing, a drink, or shoes?
Grocery store, gas station.
Yeah, please, anything like that, Did they do mortgage,
like what about like a gym membership because you like to stay fit?
That would be cool.
Gym sponsors.
Car sponsor would be cool.
Car sponsor, there you go.
Right.
Toyota, hello.
No, something like more realistic, like electrolytes or stuff like that. Since I do drink a lot of electrolytes, just like I'm not greedy. I don't need that much.
Right.
I don't need all the crazy sponsors like P-Rod or something, selling Teslas and stuff. But I don't need all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like smaller stuff, like just stuff that's handy. Like, honestly, a shoe sponsor would be amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like Etnies, right?
Etnies is the dream. Yeah, there you go. There's another dream sponsor. Etnies. I still book Etnies. I'm like, hey, you guys want to put me on flow? Like,
yeah. Would you want a colorway or would you want to design your own shoe?
I would love to design my own shoe. I'll take whatever I could get.
All right. What if you had to design, what would it be?
That's a good question. I don't know.
What would you want your shoe to look like?
Well, I do. I mean, obviously, I skate the Muranas a lot, so probably something similar to that, but with a little more art in it, like a little more. Yeah. Just because they are a little like plain.
Yeah, like a little bit more personalization.
Just a little more personality.
I want to maybe have something to do with the woods since your last name was woods.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Idea,
have them eco-friendly.
Leave a couple little tree on there.
Something. kind of like the Chris Haslam when he used to have the Bigfoot.
Yes, exactly. So it's something like that.
That's cool.
I don't think about stuff like that too much. But
that's why I said dream, dreams.
Yeah, for sure.
We could all dream.
Yeah,
So I was gonna touch real quick. So I didn't believe in electrolytes.
Yeah.
They're
the real deal.
For the longest time.
The real deal.
So this summer.
Don't drink Gatorade. That's fake electrolytes.
Oh yeah.
Really?
It's all sugar.
Yeah. It's just, look at the ingredients. It's like high fructose corn syrup.
See, I'm over here because I'm sitting at work working like 8-hour days, but we're in the blistering sun.
You're dehydrating yourself.
And then I'm sitting there drinking a gallon of water. I'm like, why am I still spitting foam out?
Well,
why am I still spitting foam?
You're just going to end up peeing it all out. You're going to pee out your salt and stuff when you drink too much water.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there like downing a gallon of water.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, at the end of the day, I'm like, why do I still feel dehydrated?
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
you are dehydrating yourself.
So I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, I'm going to drink a Gatorade because supposedly,
Yeah, it's supposed to be electrolytes. False advertising.
Well, I went off because I watched the show, The Food That Built America, and I saw the story behind Gatorade and how they helped the Florida Gators. And
it used to be the real deal.
Yeah.
It used to be.
I'm sure it was.
But they've changed things a lot.
The ingredients.
The sugar, you do want to get sugar in your body, though.
Because I know when I get really dehydrated, I start craving sweets.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm like, I need sugar because
it's energy, and salt and all that. It's all the little stuff, magnesium and all that. And if you're not getting that in something like Gatorade, it's actually not really helping that much.
What do you recommend?
That's what I was going to say. What did you
just
recommend?
Go to straight electrolyte brands. Make sure it's got magnesium and
like Pedialyte. Is that any good?
Yeah, Pedialyte works. That's why they give it to the babies and stuff.
It tastes like shit.
It does. That's why I don't do Pedialyte. Just find one that tastes good to you. They might have like a little like stevia or whatever in it, like a little extra like sugar, but Yeah, definitely look for like high quality electrolytes, and they really do make a difference. They will make you feel amazing after, like you're dying there, like sweating your balls off, and then you take the electrolytes and you're like, wow, this makes my head feel much better. Like
I feel like that's what holds me back in the summer from skating a lot, because I work with, I'm a manual labor job all day long.
Have electrolytes on you at all times. Like you saw me, I don't know if you saw me drinking that yellow stuff earlier. That was electrolytes.
Okay.
Yeah, first thing in the morning I'd take electrolytes, because you know how you kind of like sometimes wake up and you kind of feel buzzy or like fuzzy a little bit and not that great. I drink the electrolytes and I feel like it gives me energy. It's weird.
Well, I feel like even when I sleep, like I wake up with dry mouth.
Take it before you go to bed.
And I'm just like, maybe like I'm like, I don't understand. I drink so much water.
Yeah.
And I feel like I should be hydrated, but it's like
too much water.
Too much water dehydrates you. Weirdly enough, it forces all your salts and your sugars out of your body, because that's why you're peeing, and that's why you start peeing white, because you're literally just because you're dehydrating yourself. Yeah. You're forcing water out of your body at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the day when I used to have to do drug testing, they didn't like when you gave them white urine.
Yeah, because they know you're flushing your system out.
Right.
And that's why it's called flushing your system out, because you're literally flushing your system. It's all coming out.
Yep.
So yeah, look into electrolytes. It'll make a difference. It's made a big difference for me.
Okay, I'm gonna look into it.
Sports coach.
Stay hydrated.
Hey, I'm gonna have to keep in touch with you. And
we have to do the editing thing, me and you. Yeah. Then we can talk about sport.
Let's do this.
Let's trade knowledge.
Yep.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to hit you up, because like I'm trying to get back deep, like heavy into my skateboarding again.
Yeah.
But it's like I find myself like lacking energy. Sometimes I'm like, why am I drinking so much water and I can't do this?
Yeah.
Why am I eating healthy foods but I still feel drained?
Yeah, diet and electrolytes are just a godsend. As long as you're eating healthy and the right foods that give you the proper energy, it'll make a big difference.
Okay.
I'm a big nerd when it comes to health and stuff like that. It's probably why I'm still able to skate at the level I am at my age and pick it up at my age.
That's good that you stayed healthy, man.
Yeah.
Because I trip out. I'm one of those dudes that I can go right now and I can eat one meal, and I'll gain like 30 pounds off that one meal.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what the hell? I only ate one thing today. And then the rest of the day I just spent drinking water.
Fasting can make a big difference.
That's what I've been trying to push for fasting from the moment I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Till like 12 in the afternoon.
Yeah, intermittent fasting.
Yeah, and then not eat till after 12.
Yeah,
it's hard.
And then don't
eat
after a certain time too, right? Because you don't want to go to bed with it.
You don't want to go to bed
full,
because that you don't actually get proper sleep when you do that.
Right.
Your body's actually, think about it, your body's actually still alive. It's working, digesting that food instead of you actually just resting.
I felt that last night after Korean barbecue.
It's so hard. It's so hard not to eat late at night. I'm guilty of it a lot.
Well, I mean, I didn't eat late at night, but I overate to the point where I felt like I was like,
and then Korean barbecue, that's easy, man. It's so easy to do that.
Eat, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Me and Lisa and the homie gave me one Korean barbecue yesterday. And we were just like,
all the carbs will put you down too, you know.
I was down. It was just in the middle of the night. I was waking up and I was just like, I don't feel too good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back into how about if you could travel anywhere to skate? Is there a dream spot you want to hit? Maybe out of the country?
We're out here in LA, which is pretty, it's pretty much dream. I'd like to go to, what do you call it? Where the marble
Barcelona?
Barcelona would
be.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Because I'm a ledge guy.
Right.
And those things look.
That's what I heard, man. I heard that's like the skaters, like Disneyland right there.
Yes.
Man.
And they let you skate there, and they're not kicking you out. And it's like accepted. The culture there is accepted. The culture,
that's what I was about to say, man.
It's a whole different ballgame than out here in America. They're trying to kick you out of everything. They're trying to give you tickets for trespassing and all that stuff,
And
they say there's like spot after spot after spot. Like they said, on the way to a spot, you're gonna pass like 50 spots.
We knobbed DWP one day, and it didn't even last. But we're like, damn, they're in the perfect marble edges.
Yep. So anywhere with marble edges, honestly, man, I would love to tear those things up.
Do you have a dream trick in mind if you get to Makba? On a marble ledge?
I'd probably like to do my pressure flips into some of them, because I know there ain't no one really doing that.
Right.
So,
what's your favorite pressure flip
trick?
Pressure flip trick into anything.
Pressure hard flip.
It just
feels really natural. I've done it a million times.
Pressure hard flip?
What I was going to ask, what makes it a pressure hard flip? Like I don't understand this concept.
Well, it's the real name is a frontside pressure flip.
Okay.
But it flips exactly like a hard flip. But the setup's different, but it's the same exact end result. So it's basically like, it looks like a hard flip. And a lot of people think it's a varial heel because my setup, I hang my front foot off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I got my back foot pointed back to like turn the board.
What a trip.
It looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
I know there's not too many people out there doing that, and that's why I perfected it, because I was like, I want to be the guy that can do this.
I used to have I didn't call it an inward heel flip because I didn't use my heel to flip it.
It was a
But
pressure flip.
I could show you when we go outside later, but I would like do like an inward shove it, but like my laces would kick the board like late.
Oh, like get a piece of it.
I would always kick the board like on the side, and it'd make it spin around, and I'd be able to land on it.
So it was like a pressure kind of inward heel, like it's like a hybrid.
Like it's weird, like it's not really a inward heel flip, but it looks like one.
Yeah, so you kind of disguise it.
But I kick it. Yeah, I kick it with my laces.
It's technically
weird.
a pressure flip though.
It's weird. It's weird. So yeah, I don't know how I used to be able to get away with it, but I started forming it the other day, and Lisa was like, "Dude, that's kind of cool." I was like, "Yeah," because we were talking about Jeffs, you know. So
but that pressure hard flip wasn't. I mean, I learned the basic one. The inward heel was the first pressure flip I ever learned, and then I learned how to keep them straight and both sides, kick flip, heel flip version. Turn my body with them, 360.
There's so many different variations.
That's the thing people don't realize. It's like, that's why I was saying I could probably play a lot of people in skate and just do pressure flips the entire game.
How many pressure flips do you think you got? Like
I said, I can 360 body varial on them. I can body varial them. I can 360 hard flip them. 360 pressure flip.
That's already that spell skate already, I think.
I was gonna say we should make a video. How many pressure flips can you do in a row?
Yeah.
Back to back.
I could probably do a lot of them, honestly.
Dang.
I stopped going to pressure so much though because I started getting so much flack online for them, and people were like, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
And people get in your head a little bit, but I started going back to them again a lot more recently.
You'll start learning because you're new to the game again, so you're like
I had to learn.
You're like trying to figure out what
am I allowed to do here?
Yeah, exactly.
What am I not gonna get shit for?
It's just people saying. Being mad at things you can't do.
I think that's what it all is.
It all is, yeah. I mean, I don't like pressure flips because I can't do them.
Yeah.
Pressure flips like a acquired taste.
I agree. It really is. And some people think they look ugly, but if you can make them look good, and I think I make them look pretty good.
That's a lot of tricks, though. You can make a kickflip
look completely ugly, or you can make it look the steeziest thing ever, where you're like catching them and they're all like boned out and stuff. And
trust me, I know some dudes.
There's so many.
My buddy Alex makes his kickflips are insane. He just pops them through the roof.
Oh, dude, I've been since I started following him. I've been watching him skate. And
his pop is insane.
I honestly, when I met him, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look into him and anything, but then I started following him, and I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa, dude, you're actually fucking really good.
Yeah. Because he's kind of a smaller guy, and you don't think he could pop like that.
The other day when he was doing that board slide down that long.
That's the spot where I was telling you, right?
Right, and I mean, he's all like
jacked.
Muscle, he's all jacked up, dude.
Yeah, doing the muscle shirt.
Like,
he looks smooth. He looks good on a board.
Yeah.
He looks smoother than me on a board.
No, he looks solid on a board, dude.
He looks so good on a board. I mean, he's up and coming right now.
But I mean, you do too, dude. Like when I was going after Miklo tagged me in your post, and I literally started doom scrolling through your Instagram. Yeah. I was like doom scrolling through. Yeah. I was like, all right, don't comment too much. Don't
you guys gotta know what you guys got coming on the show here. You know,
I was going through. I was liking them all. I was checking them all out.
Appreciate that.
I was just like, don't like too much. Don't look like the weirdo.
No, don't look like the weirdo. Like it all, please.
I was just be like, like. And I was like, no, don't be a stalker.
But you can see, I kind of have a weirder taste when it comes to skateboarding. Like I wasn't around for a lot of
But I feel like I like that in skateboarding, you know? Like, I see so much
of the same thing
in the mainstream that I'm just like, when I see someone who's unique and like...
That's what I didn't like, is I felt like everyone was doing the same thing all the time. And I was like, I'm going to learn all these weird-ass tricks like that no one does, and I'm going to perfect them, and I'm going to make them look good because people say they look like crap. I was like, no. My pressure flips, I'm going to pop up 3 feet in the air. Like, I'm going to make sure that you guys know, like, they're not grounders. Like, like I got one that my buddy Jeff laughs at all the time. I call it, this is not a front shove. And it's like I half pressure it, like a pressure hard flip.
Yeah.
And I catch it on my back foot, almost like a hospital flip. Yeah. And I flip it back.
Wow.
And I get so much flack for that one because everyone's like, "Oh, it's just a fancy front shove," and I'm like, "Well, it's not if you see it in person because every pro that sees it goes, what the hell is that?"
That's crazy.
Well, I used to get shit from my hard flips because I used to do the Muska hard
hard flip,
and I'd be like, "It was just a front pop."
That's what I do with my front side pressure flip. They look like a Muska flip basically because they almost don't look like they flip, but they do. I guarantee you they do.
Well, even my regular front side flips.
Yeah,
they're the Muska
version.
They're the Muska.
Where it's almost like a shove, almost like.
Yeah, but it's
not.
When I do them switch.
Yeah.
I have the Reynolds fucking front side flip.
Where it's like.
It's
super snappy and flippy.
That thing comes back and slaps right back up to my feet, and then I'm just like.
Yeah, Muskas are floaty.
Yeah,
it's like the floaty version.
I like
goes between the legs, kind of.
Yeah,
I like
sketchy though.
I like that one more because it's like it feels effortless.
It feels more natural for you.
Yeah, it just floats, and then by the time I'm landing, I'm like, I didn't even move on my feet.
You open your legs and then scissor back and
it's literally like a scissor kick.
Yeah. And then when I do the Reynolds switch style one, I mean it feels cool because it's more it's also floaty. It's snappier, but it's also floaty. But it's like now I'm in the air longer.
Yeah, I get that.
It's like with the Herman hard flip.
Yep.
When I used to do the regular, I can do the Muska hard flip.
Yeah.
But switch, I do the Herman hard flip.
Proper one or whatever.
But I'm like, I liked that my two different stances.
That's really cool, honestly.
You know, I have two different stances.
That's cool. You can do different kind of variations, honestly.
I can't hard flip like Herman regular, but I can hard flip like Herman switch.
Yeah, hard flips have always been like real. Like, why do you think I learned how to pressure hard flip so good? Because the regular hard flips have always felt very uncomfortable and unnatural for me.
Yeah,
like the scissor kick kind of thing. It's never felt that comfortable. I could do them, but I just not. Just feels very uncomfortable and unnatural for me. So
well, I dude, shout out to the people that actually make the tricks look proper because that's everything.
It's hard to make.
It is, you know.
People don't realize how hard it is, how hard we work to do these things and make them look good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like we're getting to an era now where skating, like unique skating, like yours or like anyone who's just a unique skater, it's gonna thrive now because you're gonna have these SLS skaters, Olympic skaters, they're just doing the same tricks, you know. They were trained to look the exact same way that everyone's gonna forget, and then
nothing stands out anymore.
Yeah. It's like, but when you have the skaters, the few skaters that are out there, just like, hey, I'm back to my roots, where I'm just like, I do things how I want to do them, and I want to make them look my way.
Yes,
that's what's gonna stand out more.
Unique.
And I feel like those are the dudes that need the exposure.
Yeah, you see, like. That's the problem with SLS. It's like you see the exact same tricks every single time.
I trip out. I mean, I
mean, they're good.
I'm not. I don't want to sound like I hate, but I mean, when I see Felipe Gustavo,
that's exactly what I was going to bring up. Nollie, crook, nollie, flip out.
Nollie, flip out. I mean, it's
10,000 times.
And then I hate to say it, but they make it seem like it's the most amazing thing ever.
Like you've done that.
It's just a different obstacle. Yeah, we've seen it before.
It's like he did it through the whole series.
That's literally all he does.
That's all he does, though.
And it's like
either switch, regular, like we get it.
It's like these dudes just sat there and specialized in one trick. To get them high.
They know they're gonna get a high score with it no matter what. So we're just gonna do it every single time.
And then again, what I'm trying to get to is like, say, like he's sponsored by Red Bull, I believe, and like so, and if it's a Red Bull event, they're gonna hype that up a lot because that's their boy or whatever, you know. So and then like you'll see somebody like Ryan DeCenzo, who doesn't get the flowers he deserves.
Yep. He's mixing it up,
and he's killing it. No push lines, and they're giving him like a decent score, but not like a score I think it deserves.
I agree.
You know, so it's almost like they play favoritism to whoever's the sponsor.
Well, I mean,
stuff like that. So
I think Greg Lutzka. I don't know if you've seen the Greg Lutzka documentary coming out. It's called One Way Ticket, and he actually taps into a lot of that. Like he talks about how like, you know how Greg Lutzka used to do the 270 nose blunt, kickflip nose blunt?
Yeah.
He was talking about that, and it's like no one's done that, and he set the standard for all this, but how many pros do you see just saying, screw it, I'm going to take the risk and pull the trick off that no one's done.
Yeah.
And instead of just like, well, I'm gonna run the same fucking 4 lines.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to get cleaner.
That's kind of how I feel. Even Utah right now, it's the the spin into the nose slide or tail slide and spin out. Like it's the same thing.
He perfected it,
thing,
so now
perfected it.
Yeah,
and no one else can do it.
It's getting a little more complicated. Maybe he'll add a shove out or something.
A little something, but it's the same. It's essentially the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys like risk something. Like I remember watching.
But he is risking it because like there's a lot of times I've heard that there was one that he did. Maybe they called it the U tornado one.
Yeah.
That he didn't even throw down in practice, but he threw it down in the contest,
that's
and it
much
worked.
more respectable.
But see that's what it is. Like I feel like that's what skateboarding competitions should be. You know, it's like
original, like first time doing a trick.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you know, I've been working on this trick, but I haven't been able to land it.
Yeah.
Maybe like because I'm under pressure.
Yeah.
It's either make it or break it.
Well, and then you might land it not as good or like perfect or clean. That's the problem too, and then they're gonna reach you on that part too.
But
that's a risk.
If you're doing, I think if you're doing like an MVD or anything like that,
it should be scored outrageously.
I mean, I don't know if you saw what's his name, Cardano, the other day on Instagram.
The guy that goes up. Oh, you're talking about the blunt slide to
board slide.
Oh yeah, that was
Imagine seeing that in a contest.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
You just don't see stuff like that.
I picture like Jamie Foy doing something like that.
I was gonna bring him up actually. I'm not hating or anything, but he won. I think it was the Tampa thing 2 years ago, and he literally didn't flip his board not even once in that line, not once. Yeah. And I had a kind of a problem with that. I was like, you're playing it completely and utterly safe.
So, yeah, that is true.
I'm gonna be touching
too much safeness in there.
I'm gonna be touching a touchy subject right here.
I might have already.
I've skated a few AmComps. I've been in the same runs as some pros. And this pro skater, I'm not going to say a name, did not... All he did was ride around the park, kicked his board around, didn't land a single trick. Me and the other two competing, and he's been on the show too, we murdered it. You know, we were landing trick after trick after trick.
Good about it,
and we were like, oh, at least one of us is gonna take first or second, and we got shunned out, and they gave it to
the guy that was riding around the park.
The guy that was just riding around, not even cruising. He was just kicking his board around because he was mad.
Yeah,
like he wasn't even landing a trick. He was just like throw my board against the wall, throw my board here, and that.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, what kind of thing was this? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
what kind of judging is that?
A lot of times, is that one of those contests where like you have like maybe 4 or 5 people going at the same time?
It was 3 of us.
Three of you guys.
So you guys are just all like going.
But at the same time, if the guy's not even doing anything,
I mean, why
either give him a pass through or
so
sucks.
Either me or the other dude should have
went through
first or second. But how do you put the dude that's sitting there just kicking his board around because he's sponsored. He's Matt's mainstream sponsor.
Yeah.
His sponsors are sponsoring the event.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't, and maybe he doesn't know who we are, but he's like, why am I skating against, maybe in his head he's like, why am I skating against these dudes?
Yeah.
You never know. So, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. They should just bring it.
I mean, who are these judges? Who are these guys judging these events, honestly? Are they ex-pros? Are they people that have like an agenda to fill? Like,
or do they even understand what skateboarding really is?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, you see it even in the fight game. Like, I know you're a fan of boxing and the UFC and stuff, and you see sometimes where you're like, whoa, like...
Oh, yeah, when it goes to decision or something?
Yeah, and you're confused. Like, you're absolutely confused.
You're like that guy got his ass whooped. And
how is he winning the fight? It's confusing.
Like, look at his face. And they're like, how did he win?
I get that a lot in the skateboarding world as well. Sometimes I'm confused. I'm like, well, how? Like, how did he win that? So...
I mean, it is what it is, man, unfortunately. But, I mean, I still enjoy when they come out with street parts.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's where it's all at, to me.
I feel like that's where you judge a skateboarder at the real potential is when if they can hold their game on the street. You can be the greatest park skater ever.
Exactly. But we talked about this, how hard it is in the streets. I mean, it's like I got like Nija. Yeah. It's like, so I respect him unbelievably because... He doesn't have to, like we were saying earlier. Yeah. He doesn't have to at this point, and he's still out there risking his own life, like on these giant 20-stair rails. And
stuff. Like I can say,
he can paralyze himself on stuff.
Like I can say, I am not a Naja fan of any of his things, but when he drops a C part,
oh yeah,
I just go. I can't. As a skateboarder, I can't say I don't respect you because you are killing. you kill it on the streets. Dude.
Absolutely, he's a street skater.
That's where your respect as a skateboarder comes in.
I agree.
You can be the greatest concept skater, but anyone can be good when everything's set up perfect.
I think that's what they're talking about with that little kid that's on the scene right now, killing it. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Oh,
he got the long socks.
Long socks.
Oh, the Japanese dude.
Yeah.
I thought he
Japanese kid.
I thought he was a girl at one point.
Yeah,
I thought he got the long hair.
I'm like, yeah, she's good. And he's like, no, that's a boy. Oh, my bad.
Well, I mean, he's doing some insane stuff, but you got to put out a street part, dude.
Yeah.
You're not going to get respect from the core skateboarders until you hit the streets and put those tricks to the test.
At the end of the day,
it is true.
At the end of the day, I'm always going to look. And anyone who's good in the skate park, I'm going to go like, yeah, you're good in a safe environment, but what can you do on the streets, man? What can you do when a pebble gets in your way? What can you do when a crack is messing you up? What can you do when the ledge isn't waxed enough and you have to sit there? Yeah, or you have to sit there and just, I got to butter this ledge up.
There's not as much risk.
Hopefully they have a good team manager that's going to
push him.
Or prep all those spots for them, you know?
I don't
you know what I mean?
Clean them up and stuff.
Yeah, because, when they're that good, they probably think, well, I don't have to be in the streets too. A lot of them, they're getting their,
they're already getting
their sponsors and stuff, and
yeah.
So when they do go somewhere, maybe someone has to prep it for them to make it good. But I mean, if they can handle themselves in the street, that's cool.
I don't know, man. If I see a dude having someone to set a spot up for him, the first thing I'm thinking, you're a kook. You're a kook. I'm like, if you can't prep your own spot for yourself.
I don't like
some people like to do it. Some people, maybe there's a guy in there that's like, oh, he's the best with a bondo and the whole,
I'll give you that, but I mean, if you can't wax the leg,
is different. But I think it looks pretty cool when there's like when you're like the landing zone, there's like leaves and like pine cone stuff. I think it looks cooler.
That's cool, but I'm saying
I'm
the waxing
I'm sweeping.
And
stuff,
I'm saying I need to set the knob buster there tomorrow for me to clean this up.
I see what more.
I need to have man ramp there just to make it look cool because I can't skate it right So at least I'm gonna have man ramp make it look good for me.
There was a time where my homie, he's like, I want to go to La Habra and get this clip, right? So he goes, do you want to film it? I said, yeah, I'll meet you there. And we got there early in the morning. I got there before him, and this is back. I got the blower in the car.
Yeah.
So I get to La Habra, and there's puddles of water next to the ledge he wants to skate. So he's not there yet. So I'm like I'm drying off the ledge for him. I'm getting everything ready. So when he gets there, all he has to do is focus on skating.
Yeah. But see, that's cool.
Yeah.
Compared to now, you need someone to go.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a big crack there. I can't skate it.
Yeah.
Compared to where 10 other pros skated with the big crack, but I need it perfect because I need it to feel like a skate park.
I agree completely.
So and one dude was tripping out. I was walking his dog through there, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm prepping this, getting ready to shoot some skating." He's like, "I didn't know that much went into it." Yeah,
he was we just show up and
just playing with the skateboard.
See, but that's basic stuff, Like when we showed up to the Dutch yesterday, we were like, "Damn, where's skate show? We need his blower right now."
Yeah. So I'll show up with that.
And it was just the blower to blow the runway off,
Yeah.
It wasn't. We weren't trying to modify the spot.
Yeah, you're just trying to make it so you don't get caught by something stupid.
Yeah,
you stick your trick and then you get caught by a little tiny pebble, and it's like the worst.
What sucks is there's this big old guayaba tree that hangs over.
Oh, so those stupid leaves with the little seeds in them?
No, fruit.
It's a fruit with just nothing but seeds in it. So when you run it over, your wheels get slicked out. But then as the fruit rots, it smells horrible. Once it rots, you're just like, ugh.
We got one in our backyard now. I was like, oh, dude.
Right here?
Yeah, it was like I don't eat those. So
guayabas are good in their prime.
Yeah.
But once they rot, you're just like, holy.
The smell to me, I was like,
you're just like, God damn, these things reek like death.
Yeah. You guys seen those leaves that I'm talking about?
Yeah. They're like little floaty leaves.
Yes, and they have little like big old seeds in them.
Yes.
Those are like the
those are death leaves.
Those are death leaves. Exactly.
They have everywhere is different, dude. Every skate park has its thing. Like you go to 4th Ave, they got the bugs that are stuck together.
Yeah.
They got sometimes those trees make a lot of mess.
4th Ave has the leaf he's talking about.
Why are those trees always outside skate parks?
Right.
I swear it's like they plant them there.
And then I went to the Whittier Park right here. They had one morning they had all these caterpillars walking across the thing, And I was like, okay. And then Like everything has its thing, you know.
Yeah,
Even
like
Rosemead has those purple trees.
Oh yeah,
those purple things that are everywhere.
They just get stuck to your grip tape.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst, man.
Yeah.
But you know, at least it has shade, but not certain times during
the
the year.
Give and take, you know.
You put the wrong tree for shade.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta find that right one.
Exactly. No obstacle. No obstacles.
You know. Yeah, even La Puente has like somehow gets little seeds. They get little seeds in there. You haven't been there?
Mm-mm.
I think you'd like it.
I'd see the ledges there, and I've been eyeballing it.
Yeah. Been down to meet there one day too.
Yeah, I gotta go.
But I've been wanting to go to the OC and go check out like I've been wanting to go to like what's that one again? Ponderosa.
Ponderosa. I was literally there yesterday.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go back to that one again.
It's pretty slick, but it's good.
Yeah,
that's Hesh Hippie's home.
Yeah, Hesh Hippie.
Yeah, I like that hip right there. That's a good hip.
Yeah.
On that little
that's the
shootout ledge on the 3-star.
Yeah.
Fakey Manny big spin. Oh no, it was Fakey big spin Manny back 180 out on it.
Ooh. Okay. Some technical stuff right there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's thanks to my buddy Brooks.
Yeah.
I never used to be a technical skater until I started hanging out with him.
It's funny how like your buddies definitely influence you, like you were asking me earlier.
That's why I was asking you. You know,
because it really does make like you see it and you're like, that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like you learn to skate one way.
Like, what can I do that's like?
Yeah,
I gotta do something crazy too now.
And then you learn to give it your own flair.
Yeah, your own little style or whatever.
Like next thing you know, you might be doing pressure flip, nose bending, pressure flip out.
Yep.
What I have a question. Do you feel like you are learning tricks easier now than you did before? Do you feel like it's more no? Is
absolutely
it harder?
Not. It's getting harder because it's getting hard. I'm doing harder tricks.
Or did you have tricks that you don't have no more, but you got new ones now?
Yeah. If you don't use it, you lose it, as they say.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I start practicing again, I pick things up pretty quickly. Okay. I've always been a pretty natural at picking up tricks. I think it's why I have crazy weird tricks.
That's cool.
Yeah, it just.
Because I notice I'm doing more switch than I ever used to before, and that's something I didn't do as much.
I'm not a big switch guy.
Yeah,
my right ankle doesn't like the bend very much
from
football injuries and stuff. So it's hard for me to flick a lot of stuff. A switch actually for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating sometimes. Yeah.
I'm gonna tap in on this one because I've broken both my ankles.
Yeah.
And when you break my regular ankle, I was like, well, fuck, I gotta spend 6 months skating switch now.
Yeah.
As soon as my cast come off, I'm just like, I'm switch ollie.
It's always my right ankle.
Really?
It's always like, it's just playing football, rolled the right ankle. Playing basketball, destroyed it, rolled the right ankle. Like it's always the right one over and over and over and over again. So it's gotten so tight over the years from the scar tissue being in there. It doesn't like to flick. It just really doesn't like it.
I have the same issue with the kick flip because I used to be able to kick flip apparently back in the day. My friend was showing me footage, and now I can't kick flip. Like I rolled my ankle really bad. I tore ligaments, so I was off the skateboard for over a year. But I mean, now I'm a heel flipper. But I mean, I used to be able to switch flip, the kick flip back in the day, and I was like, because that ankle still works.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So you completely understand what I'm talking about here.
So it's almost like, dang, like I can still kickflip, but it's not that perfect. It'd take me a minute to learn it.
Exactly. So
I mean, I also have I kind of have a theory. If I can explain it real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a theory, like you when it comes to scar tissue, because I've already had 2 knee surgeries. So a few months ago, I couldn't bend my knee so far back.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't condone this, but I was out skating a mini ramp, kind of buzzed, and I fell and I bent it, and I felt something break.
It popped.
And then I
scar tissue breaking up.
I finally tore the scar tissue.
Yeah.
And it felt like I got my full flexibility back now. Yeah. And I'm feeling it now, so I feel like it's like, I think you have to finally.
You have to push through it.
Yeah, you have to push through it and say. Because the only other option to break up scar tissue was, which my doctor was telling me, is like you come in,
deep tissue massages.
Yeah, well, they'll get those like metal things.
Yeah, they pop through it.
Yeah,
they were telling me surgery again for the way I had
to clean it out.
Yeah, to clean out the scar tissue.
There's probably ways to do it. Like I used to see a doctor for my sports stuff. And he would find scar tissue and he would literally break it up like with his fingers, like or they use that metal thing when it comes on certain.
I had to
tissues.
do that to my shoulder because my shoulder, like I was just trying to reach for something and I was like, what the heck? And then like I started actually, rotating it like it's supposed to be done. I was just kept grinding it. Now I feel a little better. Like it still hurts, but I'm still working on it. Mm-hmm. But if I don't do nothing, just leave it, and I just keep reaching, it's just gonna keep hurting. So, and this is the shoulder I take all the fall to, Yeah. So it's like
it's one of these things. Once they break the scar tissue off, you gotta rebuild that flexibility again.
Same thing happened with
it's
PJ
probably,
Root.
I do need to skateboard switch though. I just gotta suck it up and do it. It's frustrating though. Cause it's like I can do all this stuff regular, and it's like. It's just Switch is frustrating. It's just a different game almost in a lot of ways.
I mean, I'm not flicking anything Switch. I'm just switching.
I can spin it. Yeah, I can do all that stuff. It's like the flicking.
The flicking part.
Yeah, okay. when you break a bone, it's hard to come back to a flick.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because I've broken both ankles.
Yeah. Especially because like back in the day, we didn't know the physical therapy we're supposed to do.
Yeah, we just
wrapped it up, put ice on it, whatever.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah. and then use it before it stiffens up too much. At least we knew that much. At least I guess we didn't know. We just couldn't stay off the board long enough. Idea of it. Yeah, I couldn't stay off the board long enough to give it a proper.
I can't tell you how often I'm skating injured, honestly, and that's the thing people don't realize either. We're hurt some of these times. It's like,
so I have this term for people who like give into their injuries easy. I call them soccer players.
Yeah, okay.
Because soccer players, you just flick them and they're like, there goes everything.
Yeah. Floppers like basketball players, NBA players, like what? Oh. I just hucked myself down a 10 stair and like I slammed on my hip and you fell 2 feet and now you're crying.
Yeah,
so like what?
So I have a term when I see someone just flop, I'm just like, dude, stop being a soccer player.
I love it. No, I love it. It's so true though. Yeah, we are built different. We're tough. Like we're out there and we're killing ourselves, man.
Well, like even at work too, like there's days where I sit there and I'm like I work with the hammer and I smack my finger and I'm just like,
and then someone else does it,
and then they're like, the world's over, right?
Yeah, I gotta admit though, like I'll get hit in the shin or whatever with the skateboard, and there's nothing you can do about it, so you just kind of just run, suck it up, right? A little bit,
run it off.
You know it hurts, but you're trying to like hold it. Oh yeah. I'll get a little paper cut, and I'm like, ow. I'm like, what happened here, dude? You see that? It stings.
I think the shinner's the one injury as a skateboarder that no one can handle.
Oh, dude,
that is the one injury.
If you rub my shins though, they're just like just bumping.
Oh yeah, bumps and like they do the white marks. They hit you so hard. I learned a 360 hospital flip. The worst.
Shinners, huh?
The worst trick I ever learned.
I already know where you're going with this one.
It was unbelievably painful. Once I learned them and I filmed it, I'm never doing this again. I'm good, dude. I'm good on that trick.
Cool. Just learning like a Casper flip sometimes. You're just when your legs don't stay high enough and the board
don't bring it up.
The board interlocks. The board it'll interlock in between your legs and it just goes tick 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 and it's just like
a pinball machine or something.
Or your pant leg gets stuck under, like you get the wheel in your truck and it scratches your whole leg up because your pant leg, got the wheels.
I don't know why I skate in shorts. I shouldn't skate in shorts, but I do a lot. And I pay the price for that.
Pants are just a little thin layer, but it helps
it makes that much. It does. It absolutely does. I think I know why they wear the baggy ass pants.
I actually told my homie it's crazy how just wearing a pair of socks and pants protects your shin so much.
It makes all the world of difference.
And then you wear shorts and you're just like, damn, that was raw dog.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was raw dog.
It's a whole different.
If you're wearing shorts, like me, if I'm wearing shorts, I'm probably not gonna be doing too many like crazy shove-its that I'm not like
spinny tricks.
Spinny tricks, yeah.
If I'm wearing shorts, I'm jumping off something big because at least I got time to kick out.
Yeah, I mean it's nice because you can you get you feel looser, like nothing restricting you. That's why I like shorts.
But you're floating and you're just like, well, this ain't gonna work out, so board go that way and me go that way, and hopefully don't land under me. And
just for the record, I'm not wearing shorts like Nyjah Houston out there.
Oh, not that short. I'm good. They gotta be at least to the knees,
Past the knees.
It's gotta be past the knees. I'm from
high
that era,
socks, so it's almost like I'm wearing pants.
Those are like
no ankle socks.
Those are like 1970s basketball
shorts. Dude, yes, like. If you weren't wearing underwear, what would be showing?
When I did come back to skating, though, I was wearing some ankle socks, and sometimes you can see me. You can see me push, and you see my skin. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, it looks awkward. Ankle socks don't look good.
Yep.
I tried that for football one game in high school, and I was like, oh, that looks really awkward.
So yeah,
I rocked the longer socks.
It was crazy. There was a time where, like, you know, the Cholo days, it was all long socks.
Oh, dude, you guys used to wear them up to the knees.
And then my homie one time he got out of prison and he was like, "Let me see your socks." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Let me see your socks." And everybody's wearing the little ones. He goes, "Dude, everybody's wearing those now." He's like, "Oh man, I gotta change up now."
Yep.
And then now it's back to the
longer socks again.
Yeah, because of the whole Fool's Gone Wild. You know?
Higher the socks, the down of the fool.
Yeah. So I mean, everybody now.
It's funny how the trends like they come back, they go away, they come back. It's really funny how that works.
It is. Like I said, the tight pants are gone. Now the baggies.
Yeah, the baggies are back. The 90s are back.
No, I give it
the small wheels
again.
Look,
I give it another 2 generations. So
yeah, the tight pants will be back.
They'll be back.
No. So I have this theory right now. I'm watching it. I've been building this theory for a few years. It's a repetitive thing, right? Right now, human society is stuck between the 70s to the late 2000s.
Yep.
So right now, we already cleared the 70s with the bell bottoms. We already cleared the 80s. Right now, we're in the 90s when all the goth kids.
The big baggy stuff, too.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, so that means within the next 2 generations, we're going to go into the early 2000s where it's your hash, tight pants.
Yep.
Rock and roll scene kid.
I agree.
I see it coming. And if I call this out, whoever's watching this episode,
it's documented.
It's documented, yeah.
I know whoever's ever watching this episode owes me dinner for like 2 years.
You're on camera saying it, you know.
Yep,
That's 500 followers owe me dinners for 2 years.
Love it.
All right, let's get into hobbies off the board. What are you doing off the skateboard?
Well, I told you guys earlier, I'm big into staying in shape.
Mm-hmm.
I love working out. I do lift weights from here to there. It was rough skating heavier though with a lot of muscle, so I've definitely lost a lot of weight since I first started skating. Mm-hmm. So staying in shape, it's a hobby if you want to consider it a hobby. I told you guys earlier I love Dragon Ball.
Okay.
I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. Like, I'm obsessed with it.
You collected everything and all that.
I had the cards. I still play the mobile games to this day. Dokkan Battle.
I need to re-add that because I was playing for a while.
Yeah, I was playing Legends for a while. So Dragon Ball. But I'm a dad now, so my hobbies have definitely gotten smaller. Like I don't have as many. I'm with my kids a lot. So.
Do they skate at all, or
I can't?
How old are they?
I can't get my son. He's 7 and my daughter's 3.
Okay, so she's a little.
I can't.
Yeah.
She's
into it.
Oh yeah, she wants to. You can tell. I ain't letting her yet. But,
yeah.
But my son, I can't get him on a board. He's scared.
What about the other things you're into, like Dragon Ball and all that? Is he into any of that stuff? Or
yeah,
no?
I'm trying to get him more into Dragon Ball. He loves SpongeBob.
He likes the SpongeBob right now.
Man. He's in the
SpongeBob. Damn pineapple.
He's pineapple under the sea, man. You know?
Yeah, I mean a lot of times though, I mean, I remember being a kid, like you don't really think that what the parents are doing is kind of cool. Yeah. No matter what they're doing, it's always like
it's funny because I think he likes watching me skateboard, but he just doesn't want to.
He's not
interested.
Scared.
I think he's just scared of it. Mm-hmm. And he sees me fall. I mean, he watched me learn a lot of this stuff in my backyard, and he watched me die, trying to double flip primo and then just completely get bodied.
Yeah.
So he saw a lot of that, and I think that turned him off to it a lot. He's likes
I don't
scootering.
see too much reward in this.
Yeah. Fortunately, he likes the scooters. Sorry, scooter guys, but he likes scootering.
I mean, that could be a step.
Exactly.
It could be a step, man.
Exactly.
I mean, it's teaching him balance and stuff.
His shins are gonna be ready.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And if he's doing the tricks on the scooter, yeah,
he just likes riding around and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I like sports a lot. I watch a lot of football and basketball still, so I guess you could consider that a hobby.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a dad now and a husband, so I'm kind of boring. I just love skating and Dragon Ball. I know what I like, and I stick to it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think that makes you boring as a dad.
Nah. I think you're a cool dad, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, you're still.
You know.
I mean, a lot of times, like I said, back in the days, people were really into their jobs and they didn't really have too many hobbies.
Yeah,
I think we're lucky to be skaters and still have this kid in us that kind of.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of people my age doing this.
Yeah,
still, especially the way that
I'm 45, so
you know what I mean. Putting me to
so.
shame there. I'm still doing this.
Me and you're apart.
Yeah, I'm 35. You're
34.
So yeah, but you honestly most people our age, you don't
No.
They would absolutely get hurt.
Yeah, a lot of them won't step up to do.
No, they're out of shape now. They're set in their ways. They don't even look like the same person anymore.
But just to say it out, just to let everybody know, I was out of shape, and I still got back on the board, and it actually helped me.
You get back
at least
in shape.
Get better shape. You know, I wouldn't say I got healthy.
You're in good shape, trust me.
But yeah, now I stopped drinking, so that really, I dropped like 30 pounds just from putting down the beer.
Yeah, little things like that will kind of hold you back from your full potential when it comes to stuff like that. But
so, I mean, but skateboarding has been a blessing, man, for real.
Yeah,
and shout out to your family too.
Yeah,
you know?
Love you guys. You know?
Like they support it, because sometimes they can.
The wives Hey, a lot of wives ain't gonna let you do.
Yeah, a lot of times you can't go. You're gonna go out playing with your friends again.
So that's one thing I want to ask you too, because I'm not a married dude. I don't have a girlfriend or anything, but like, with your wife, how did she take it when, like you said, you're like, hey, I'm gonna take it, and she's
completely
just
change, like, dude,
instead of just being like, well, you have a family and this, and that, like
she's honestly, she's just been supportive through all my crazy adventures. I'm a pretty unrealistic person, honestly. Like, I dream big, and like I said, I was chasing a football dream till I was in my late 20s, and track dream into my early 30s and stuff. Like, it's pretty unrealistic, but she's always been there and always supported me full on, and she believes in me, and I like to think that I kind of prove it to her in some ways, that I can do it, and I'm all in on these things. And so it's just, you got to find one that supports you and what you like, and and a lot of people find they just don't find the right one
sometimes.
And if she's not letting you do the things that you love, then in my opinion, she's definitely not the one.
Right.
But I mean, do you guys also compromise with each other? Like, like she has her things she likes to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to. If you don't, then
what I was about to say.
It's not fair. You know.
Yeah.
You got to play the fair game.
And you're not like using skateboard 100% of your time.
No,
it's just a small portion that you're asking for. And
I'd like to make it more, but but right now you have to have compromise, and I have kids too, and so. Someone has to stay with the kids. Someone's got to watch them.
And if they start skating, then it makes it a little easier for you, because then you can be like,
exactly. And it's cool because she'll actually sometimes go to like spots with me, and like she'll enjoy watching it. And I think she just enjoys like watching me pursue these things.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to her. It's like, well, you're doing something that's really unorthodox and it's kind of strange, but
it's working, because look at you got Radrip, you got old bone therapy.
I told her I was gonna do this, and
so how does she feel? Like, how did she feel when you got sponsored? Like, when the first time you came in and like, hey.
She wasn't surprised at all in the least. So she expected. She says, "I expected you to do it because you said you were gonna do it, and you went all, and I went all in." And yeah,
so she's just really right there. Like, she's really cool. She's got your back.
She's got my back.
You guys both got each other's back. So it sounds like you guys just support each other and just I got whatever you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing.
And she works
That's what I mean. Like I said it before, behind every great man is a great woman.
A great woman, absolutely, and one that lets you do what you want to do and pursue
supportive.
Your dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because she was like, you will be a sponsored skateboarder. And I was like, you think so, huh? And she's almost the one telling me that I was going to be,
Yeah.
So.
That's cool. I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of us, like, local skaters, sometimes the dream is maybe when you're a kid to go pro.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hey, if you could just get some boards sent to the house, like, maybe the next thing, it could be some shoes. Would be awesome, because I mean those are the things we usually go through the most.
Absolutely, it makes a big difference.
And it makes
the dream is still to get my name on a board. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's the dream.
That's dope.
That's the dream still. Like, that's the goal.
That's dope. And then, like I said, like nowadays, if it doesn't happen through, however, that's a power we have.
But yeah, like my buddy Jeff was asking me, he's like, because like you know how hard we can be on ourselves, and we start questioning like, what can I do different? What can I do better? Like. And everyone's like, oh, be more trendy. And I talked to my buddy Jeff, and he told me just to be myself. And
that's the best advice.
And he said, you already have sponsors. Like what else do you need?
Yeah.
And they picked you for you, and your own style and your uniqueness and for what you are. And it made me really kind of come back and realize, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should have a little more gratitude.
Yeah, because getting to know you in person, and if I seen you as a trendy guy on Instagram, and then I would have been like, you're nothing like what I just saw. Like, You know what I mean? Like so I like the authenticity of somebody.
Yeah, I'm definitely not trendy. You see me in basketball shorts, and it's nothing. It's nothing like you see on like trending online. I just what I'm comfortable with and who I am, and I don't want to forsake who I am. At the end of the day.
That's the best.
So
that's the best. Yeah, like there's times where like I see people how they run their podcasts, how they act, and
it's all the same.
That's so cool. And then I want to implement that, and then I go, that's not me though. Like and then the cameras turn on. I just be myself. You know,
and that's there's nothing better than your authentic self.
Yeah,
because you can always sense when someone's being fake.
That's true.
You always can, and it always kind of rubs you the wrong way.
It does.
I think skaters have the highest, like what's it called, the sixth sense of.
Oh, absolutely.
No, we can see when someone. I guess you can say it's a kook.
Yeah.
You know when someone's a kook. You know when someone's.
Yeah, when someone's being fake.
And we're good to be like, well, fucking prove it.
Yeah.
You told me you used to skate with Tony Hawk's uncle.
I could see it.
Show me Mike Hawk.
Dude, I can't.
Show me Mike Hawk.
I can't tell you how many people say that. Oh, I used to skate with Tony Hawk back in the day. It's like, what? No, you didn't. Stop it. Why does every old head say that?
Yeah.
That's not because that's the only skate name you know.
Yeah.
Or do you know Tony Hawk? I'm like, nah.
But, dude, I was at the improv. What was it? Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody comes up to me, hey, Mom, Peralta? I was like, yeah. He's like, and this is me just being in the comedy club and joking around. And they're like, you related? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in a comedy
messing
club.
around, yeah.
But he's like, oh, my mom used to skate with John Lucero and this, when he said names like that, I was like, oh, I feel like a dick now because
yeah.
He named real skaters.
So he actually knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, he actually knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But then shout out to my boy Charlie that works at the improv. We all know Charlie from La Habra. Mm-hmm. He took care of us that night too. So I gotta give shout outs to him. Always Charlie.
Gotta give some love words,
Yeah, but I felt bad because I told the dude, like, yeah, I'm related to Stacy Peralta. Ask my boy Charlie. He knows who I am.
And he almost could call you out on it.
And then after that, he just kind of can't. Every time I'd come up, he'd just be serious.
That's hilarious.
Maybe he asked my buddy Charlie. And I was just like, I don't know. I was just messing with the dude because, you get the dude. Oh, Peralta? Mm-hmm. Are you related?
Yeah, and you're a skater, so I mean, it kind of makes sense.
I mean, sometimes I just for shits and giggles.
I feel you though. Sometimes you gotta have a little fun,
Well, I've been mistaken for Stephen Kalis, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'd be like,
I could kind of see it.
They're like,
I got called.
Richard Motor thought I was him.
I got called Danny Way the other day.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Danny Way.
I can see it.
I was like, damn, especially when I wear my hat.
I can see it.
Oh, dude, you got right.
Who am I thinking of though? Like, if I were to say you kind of look like a skater, he used to do like kickflip late shove-its. What's his name? Damn, I can't think of it right now. But yeah, I mean, it's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah,
if anyone knows who Skate was talking about, put it in the comments.
Yeah,
right.
Put it in the comments.
What do I look like?
Who do I look like? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get Danny Way now a lot too.
I could see the Danny Way. Dude.
Yeah, I could see that too.
I see
like a younger version of Danny Way.
Hey.
Especially Plan B days.
What did he kickflip? The China wall, was it? Or Ollie the China wall or something, right?
Yeah, he hit the China wall. I know he did it with the broken foot.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's crazy.
Yeah. Great wall of China.
Impact? Like, you must have had that thing wrapped up.
Well, they didn't build the ramp right. That's what happened. And then he did it a second time.
Two skaters I respect that hit the mega ramp with broken bones. Danny Way, Heath Kirchart.
Okay.
Kirchart broke his collarbone at the end of his America video before he landed that.
And he kept going?
Yeah, he landed and then he used his broken arm to grab onto the nose of his board to do the back three.
Just dangling there.
Yeah, it's just like dangling. He's like,
and he was just recently on his board again. I just saw a clip of him not too long ago.
Like I said, we're built different, man.
Yeah.
We're built different. Basketball player ain't going
out there. He said he retired, but I guess not.
Kobe Bryant going out there shooting free throws back. Torn Achilles.
All right, so one day I scared off this fool who was trying to fight me. And I was like, look, dude, I slammed into concrete all day. You think your fist is going to hurt me?
Yeah, we hurt ourselves for fun.
Yeah. Like, I slammed into concrete for fun.
Yeah.
You think you punching me in the face is going to hurt me?
No, I completely agree.
And then after that, he just, whatever, dude. We don't have to do this.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then I was just like...
It's so true, though.
That's true, man. We're tough as nails, man.
What hurts more?
Besides paper cuts.
Yeah, don't mess with paper cuts, man.
Honestly, I'll agree with that one. It's the smallest thing.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they sting, bro.
My wife.
Yeah.
I forgot what movie.
I got one somewhere.
It was.
I can't remember.
The one movie that made me cringe the most was when they brought out Jackass and Steve.
And the weddings.
Yeah, no, I was just like,
all right.
I don't think I was like, I don't
that
think.
actually made me feel queasy.
Yeah, no,
Real
same here.
Yeah,
I felt I was just like,
I hate that
okay,
scene.
we can change the subject now.
Yeah. Right.
So the hobbies, yeah. So shout out to
hobbies.
the fam, man, for backing you up and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Let's wrap it up because I know we've already been doing about 2 hours.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. This is perfect.
This is good.
We're having too much fun.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
Yes,
Do you have any questions, Pralta?
I don't know. I think I've tapped into
Yeah,
every single question I've wanted to.
All right, let's get into the crazy question before we get out of here.
Yeah, sure. Oh, crazy questions.
Yeah, this is a bold question. Let's see what we pick.
Yeah, I remember seeing a couple of these. All right.
Let's see what happens here.
There you go.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead and read it for me.
If you could build your own skate park, what's going in it?
Ooh.
I can't just say everything, right?
I mean, it's your skate park.
It's your skateboard. You can put in pro spots. You can replicate pro spots. You can create your own thing.
Yeah. I think one of the questions I had before was like, what iconic spots would you want in a skate park?
Well, I'll tell you one thing I would put in it, just because you can't find them ever, is an actual vert ramp.
A vert ramp?
Yeah, like the Tony Hawk stuff. Like an actual, because it's so hard to find
like
one.
A nice 20-footer.
Yes, exactly.
I wonder if that would be like, if that was like, say if they had one at La Habra, would kids be using it?
Absolutely.
Or would it be,
I actually think they would.
I think they would.
I think they would too, but would it have more broken bones than, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you'd have to sign a waiver and stuff
the
for
risk
sure.
more than the reward for the park to have that?
I think at that point, the security guard that used to be there would be justified at that point.
Well,
Yes.
he would
Absolutely.
hopefully just in front of
You
the
gotta stop
mini ramp.
people
Hopefully
sometimes.
just in front of the vert.
Well, no, that's why he would get just paid to sit in front of the vert ramp and be like, hey,
giving people
pad
jobs,
up,
hey, you know?
pad up or something. But yeah.
Well, I think if I was a security guard, I'd be like, first of all, can you drop into the bowl?
Yes.
Then I'd be like, can you drop into the extension in the back?
You'd have to have someone there, but
That's how they do it at Woodward, I believe. If you're a kid and you've never been there before, they go, okay, let's see what you got first, and then they kind of place you.
Set you loose, yeah.
Then they place you in the camps that your level's at.
I think the vert game is kind of like dead in a lot of ways, and it's just because the accessibility.
It's a little bit growing, a little bit. Luckily but you'd have to be a friend of Tony.
You either have to have
or
find a place, and it's going to cost you money because it's it's not going to be a free thing.
Well, I mean, you sort of think of it. If you try to build a vert ramp, like a 20-footer vert ramp in your backyard, how quick are your neighbors going to complain?
Yeah,
they
privacy. They're going to complain about privacy right away.
Absolutely, because it's so tall up.
And then you got skaters flying up in the air, and they're like,
yeah,
they're looking at me while I
skateboarding's
shower.
so loud as it is, you know,
and the loudness. Yeah.
And just going up and down those things, you hear it. Like,
yeah, you hear the
the wood.
Sounds so good.
So yeah, I would definitely put a vert ramp, just because I'm not a vert guy at all. Like, I don't touch that stuff.
A wood ramp though.
A real legit vert ramp, just so
for
people
some
can
reason
learn.
I was picturing concrete and I was scared.
Yeah,
that's why I was like,
oh no way,
broken bones for sure.
That's death right there.
Because they have stuff like that, like Colombia or something, right? I've seen in other countries.
You're talking about the
Bob Burnquist and stuff too. He's got that mega ramp.
Spain
in his backyard.
is out of Spain.
Yeah. Well, Bob Burnquist just he had the bowl. Mm-hmm. He just concreted the whole thing up.
Dang.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he got rid of the wood because he said the wood was too much maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the maintenance on
ramps. Plus where he lives too.
In Brazil, and the humidity there and stuff.
Well, no, his bowl's right here in Escondido.
This one over here. Okay.
The right next to the mega ramp. That's where his bowl's at.
I thought his mega ramp was in Brazil.
No, everything's right here down in Escondido.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, Bob's Ranch is right here in San Diego.
Oh, I always thought it was in Brazil. Actually, the whole time.
From how jungly it looks in the videos.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was. It looks like Brazil in the background.
It's right here, like in Escondido somewhere.
Okay.
And good luck getting in though, because he's got security up the
wazoo.
Yeah,
I'm sure. But yeah, I would definitely vert. Maybe some marble ledges.
Ooh,
you know,
nice.
you can see a lot of those anywhere.
Let's let me get 24 access to your park.
Yeah, that's what I put in. So
okay, shout out to that, man. You have a name for a skate park? Maybe I never asked that before.
At Woods Park, you know.
Woods Park.
Woods Park, you know.
I like the ring of that.
Yeah.
So you going to Woods?
Yeah, you going to Woods,
guys? Woods today.
Campfire at the Woods today.
Exactly. You have to have like a little forest area in the background. Make it.
You know, would be dope if they did have like little fire pits like at La Habra,
That
like
would be sick.
or something. But
Then again, the bums and all that. Beer bottles.
Then they're pooping in them.
They be pooping in them like a Chaparral Park.
You know what I'm saying? Come on. Bring it back full circle here.
We just had a poop incident yesterday at the spot we skated.
No.
Yeah, we were chilling there. We were jumping the fence, and I had to tell everyone, be careful. Some human
feces.
It was human. It wasn't.
Yeah, you can tell when it's human.
It's
got a look to it.
We were just like, I was telling him, hey, be careful, don't step right there. and then my buddy had his dog, and his dog dogged.
Oh,
no. His dog big dog, and I was just like, oh,
wow. Okay, so that's the end of the show. So we'll end on that one. Oh my gosh. So all right. Do you have any shout outs before we get out of here?
Yeah, sure. My family, my wife Brittany, my kids, my grandparents who adopted me as a kid. They got me on my first skateboard.
Shout out to your first sponsors.
Yep. Shout out to my Radrip, Old Bones Therapy, Donut Wheels, my roommate Callista, Alex Parfit, Jeff DeCesare, my buddy Aaron, and you guys for putting me on here. Dude. And I'm Mikolo.
Yeah,
thank you for making the request and getting me on here. This has been an awesome experience, and I appreciate it, guys.
Dude, it's amazing having you in the studio, man. Thank you. I love watching you skate, man. It's cool.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Peralta, shout outs?
So my shout outs, the first one to start, this one goes for
You want to change your camera?
Yeah. My first shout out goes to Mikolo for
the request.
The request, and then also I'm gonna always shout out his dog Artie.
Yeah, you always had a dog in there.
Rest in peace, Artie. It was badass.
Yeah, R.I.P.
We got to meet him and have him on the show. He was even
the dog was on the show.
Yeah,
that's
awesome. The first skate dog on the show.
Yeah.
So, dude, Miklo, shout out. I know you're gonna be watching this. Love you, brother. I gotta make my way out to you to hang out. But shout out to my off the lunch squad. Those dudes are ripping it. Without them, I don't think anything that's gonna go on right now is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Listo because Listo's being Listo. Nah, he's taking care of his mom. You know, his mom's sick, but shout out to my boy Listo.
She gets out of the nursing home today, so he's gonna be there for her.
He cleaned up the house and everything for her. But,
shout out.
Shout out to my family for putting up with my BS because I'm a skater. I know I put them through BS.
We put people through a lot.
And then shout out to this thing we created. I don't think
that's awesome.
I don't even have words to describe, but shout out to this and thank you for being a viewer
and the audience.
Yes, thank you for even paying attention and listening to these guys that come in here and take their time to tell their story because it takes a lot. But you too, come through, tell your story. We want to hear it.
Yeah. All right. And again, dude, thank you very much for coming down. Shout out to you for sharing your story with us. And it's that easy, man. Anybody who wants to be on the show, they can hit us up on the Instagram or you see us in person. Let us know that you're interested in being on the show. We'll tell your story. And again, thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for liking and subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate it. We're very close to 500 subscribers. So that's going to either help us or we get to 3,000 hours of watch time. So
we're past the watch time.
No, we're not there yet. We're right on the mark, so we're almost there, dude. Hey, let's put it on the mark.
Make it happen.
So again, thank everybody for tuning in. Thank my guests for showing up today and sharing the story. Thank you, Cowboy, for holding it down today. Shout out to Listo, who's not here today. Take care of his mom. We miss you out there.
Send her good wishes.
Blessings to your moms and everything. And till next time on OG Skate Show. Peace out.